Let me see if this is working real quick. I'm gonna try to go live here. Let me see. Y'all come on in here if you can see me. Y'all come on in here if you can see me. Uh, let's talk about stocks into the close. Yeah, let's talk about stocks into the close, man. The market's about to close here in a minute. Let's just talk about some stocks into the close. All right. Shout out to everybody who's slowly coming into the chat room right now. They're buffering everybody, man. Am I buffering bad? Look, my cable company came in here. They replaced the box. But that's pretty much all they can do for me, man. Is it still really bad? I'm seeing I'm dropping frames. I'm okay. All right. If it starts getting really turdy, man, I'll just go back to just posting videos because I love the live shows, man. That's where all my energy is. But when everybody's at home, everybody's fucking streaming, everybody in the neighborhood, it it fucks it up. But shout out to everybody who's trying to trade through this, man. If again, as I said in my last video, if you don't need to be in the market right now, don't be in the market because it is a nightmare to trade. These last several days. Obviously, if you use good indicators like RSI, MACD, True Strength Index, you were able to at least see that a possible turnaround was coming, and we got the turnaround. Now, I think if you're going long, you've got some serious headwinds in front of you, besides the fact that we had today the worst day for corona cases in New York. Horrible day. I mean, I didn't know this many people were dying like this. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there are a lot of people dying in New York State from this thing right now, man. It's horrible. What they needed today was a new high, and that's unfortunately something that was rejected to the bulls. And as someone who sells calls, I'm loving it. I mean, this is exactly the kind of candlestick I want to look for as a call seller, because my hope is that things slow down from here. Things slow down from here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping things go. Let me know what you guys are looking at, though. Vic Smith, you said, where's the proof, though? Somebody show me a grieving family. Come on, man. Don't put the tinfoil kufi on, man. Come on. This is a real disease that's really harming people. I know somebody who has it, but I'm not close to them where I can put them on the air or whatever. But supposedly they have coronavirus. But they do not, they're not exhibiting any symptoms right now. Yeah, my man Vic Smith got the tinfoil kufi on right now. HM, you said you have one friend who died? Damn. Amir up here in New York City said 50% of the city may get sick. Yeah, New York City is really getting hit. But I mean, look, you're one of the most important cities in the world. Definitely when it comes to finance. So yeah, you have people from all over the world coming through that city. And look, do I think it was a weapon? I think the virus is a weapon, but I mean, what can you say? It got out. What's going on, Bats? What's going on? Trying to struggle through this stream here. Again, my apologies, guys. I don't know what it looks like on your end, but to me, it's showing a lot of errors. But again, everybody is fucking at home right now, so they switched out. This is the third box. I forced them to give me a third box, and it's just really nothing that at this point I can do. Your friend is 37? Damn. Sheesh, just 5 years older than me. Already died of coronavirus? That's crazy. 2 days in the hospital. Okay. Yeah, guys. So again, what the Bulls needed today was a new high. They didn't get it. So, as in my last video, I marked up some really interesting levels that we want to look at in the future. And again, at this point, guys are looking in the past. It's because this is such a unique circumstance. You only got to look at where previous recent resistance was, and that's where you're going to set your lines. So this is where buyers were, finding a lot of objection to. So that was the 271, that's 288. And as you can see, obviously it's playing out just the way we marked it because we're seeing some resistance at the 256, 257 level. All right. Now we just passed the stimulus bill. The pop that we thought we were going to see, I thought you should get a 3% lift off right there. I'm not seeing it just yet. This weekend, nothing's going to happen this weekend that's going to be better for the markets. Everything is going to get worse. Right? I don't see us coming into Monday with a new high. But then again, like I said, the Federal, Reserve, the federal government, their pockets are deeper than yours, and they will spend whatever to keep this thing holding up. They said it. Over 6 trillion. 6 trillion that I've counted so far in different news articles and stuff that I've counted so far. They've they have proposed to spend. Federal government balance sheet, the Federal Reserve, balance sheet already crossed $5 trillion in its most recent update. HM said Dow will retest 18,000. Let's see. Right now, the moving averages are holding up. We're still above the 10 moving average on the daily. I know, on the daily, yep, you're still above that 10 moving average. I think on the hourly, you're just below it. Right? Yeah, you're just below it. Actually, you're trying to climb above it here on the hourly, looking to make a run into the close. All right, here on the hourly chart. So, look, they're fighting. They're fighting. And look, everybody's long. That's the problem with America. It's like everybody is long. You have 127 million 401ks. You've got, business media that's long bias. Everybody is long. So there is an overwhelming incentive to do whatever it takes, even if it means manipulating, our free market system to push the market higher. The days of, that money backed by gold and a true free market, pull yourself by your bootstraps and go out there and get it yourself. And if you fail, you fail. Just start over again. Those days are gone, man. Those days are gone. We're giving the airline companies, $50 billion. $50 billion that they just bought or just spent in stock buybacks. So they tried to manipulate their stock and lost. And now we're giving them the money back for their losses. Yeah, HM, you're spot on with it, HM. I mean, what we're watching here is a travesty. A travesty, man. Seriously. It's a travesty what we're watching is the fleecing of America, man. When we're watching people who should be losing trillions of dollars, yet here we are saving them again. And here's the thing. This is going to continue to happen. Now even more and more and more. We're going to see this happening more and more and more. We're at 0% interest rates, folks. We're at 0% interest rates. All the zombie companies that should be dying out, that should be, yes, letting go of workers so those workers could go and find other employers who are well capitalized, who have the ability to provide them with, a real living, right? That's just and fair. We're keeping these zombie companies going, which is only going to harm those workers in the long run because they're going to end up there 2-3 years later where they have more stuff, more liabilities, and then end up really on their ass eventually. Oh, absolutely, Magazog, the total disaster that we're walking right into. This is going to end ugly. You know, you've got people who believe that this coronavirus recession is going to stop the real recession. That's you can't say that. Now understand, we were already slowing down coming into 2019. We were already slowing down, right? Earnings growth, corporate earnings growth was at its lowest it's been in 10 years coming into this year. They're giving everybody $1,200. The $1,200 is a joke because for the most part, if you just lost your job, that $1,200 is going to your landlord. And unlike other countries where, they basically are giving everybody, 2, 3, 4 months off, we're giving everybody forbearance. We're giving everybody, this pseudo kind of like, yeah, we're helping you out, but we're not really helping you out. Yeah, the $1,200 is bullshit. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. A lot of these women are on IOU with child care providers. All right, you got child care providers who, most of them who are under the table right now in certain communities. Hey, I don't have it right now. When I get it, I'll give it to you. So you've got obligations there, rent, light bill, all that. I mean, so that $1,200 isn't going to do anything for anybody. I need a part of the $4 trillion that you're going to be giving to some of these companies out here, which deserve to fail. There's no such thing as too big to fail. No such thing. There's no such thing as too big. Don't let anybody convince you that in a capitalist system that there's such thing as too big to fail. It's not true. People say, oh, well, Boeing, 120,000 employees and the supply chain. Well, guess what? When Boeing fails, other entrepreneurs, predominantly younger entrepreneurs with capital, will come in and buy the individual assets that Boeing had that were valuable. And they'll buy them at true valued prices. And those businesses will go on to become successful entities in themselves. And they'll hire people. And, we got to get back to, real business. But again, we have a country where, the corporatists have convinced our politicians that, companies, hey, man, this is too big. Can you imagine if we had too big to fail during the days of Standard Oil or during the days that AT&T was giant? We would have never broke up AT&T. You would have never broke up AT&T. You would have never broke up Standard Oil. You'd be living in monopoly hell right now. You would have never got fiber optic. You would have never gotten, most 4G. Hell no. Most of these things would have never been developed if you didn't have competition. You say they bought the Senate and convinced them. It's really sad. I'm still watching the market here, folks. As we go into the close, again, they're trying to, they're going to try to spin it. This is Trump Friday, Trump Pump Friday. He was a no-show last week, but let's see if he comes back this week. You guys know they love to sell it hard, run it hard into the close. Not sell it hard, but buy it hard into the close. He likes going into the weekend with a nice number. And as you can see here, slowly climbing that wall of worry here. All right. Here's the 5. This is a 5-minute. Starting to get a little bit of resistance at that 60 RSI level. I've told you that that's really kind of where it starts, that 60 RSI. All right. It's really where resistance tends to start on any time frame that you're looking at. But in terms of some stocks that are going to be pulling themselves out of here, we already know it, right? The airline stocks, they're going to get the bailout. A lot of those consumer cyclical stock. Well, I wouldn't consider this a consumer cyclical. I would say an entertainment stock. What's that ticker Play? What's the name of the company though? Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's, that's a stock that, that's a company that was doing pretty good. But I don't think people are going to congregate like that for a long time. And while my internet is good, I want to put this quick word out there, man, because if you know a church, if you have a church in your mind that you respect, when you get the check or if you have some money left over, visit that church and give them a blessing right now, because many churches are, suffering right now. They're not going to get a bailout from the federal government. And people are not going to congregate like that. It could be 2 years before you start seeing these churches, full again. And what we need are these churches, predominantly these black churches. They need to survive because they are really the backbone of a lot of these communities out here. White folks got money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to put up the chart for that. But $5, $10, $20, a church you grew up in, a church that your grandma attends or your mom attends, they need your help right now. So make sure that, when you get some money in your hand, show a blessing, man. Show a blessing right now, because that's karma that's going to help you for the whole life. Your whole life, man. You save a church right now, you're good for life. You know what I'm saying? You good for life. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the pros of selling calls and buying calls? Well, one, when you sell calls, the stock could go against you and you still make money, right? The stock could go against you and you still make money. On this sideways price action that we're exhibiting right now, as a call seller, I'm still making money, all right, as theta burns off. Whereas if you're someone who's buying calls, this sideways price action that we've exhibited over the last 2 days is a complete disaster for you. All right. Depending on how, much time you have on your options. That's why I've always suggested guys to trade options, preferably at least 30 days on it. Just because in trading, the more time you have on your options, the more accurate you are. But when you're trading these weeklies, expiring tomorrow, the volatility is absolutely insane. And at the same time, your probabilities of losing is significantly higher. Significantly higher. My church is these kids, they eating all the snacks, hilarious. All right. Let me get this troll out of here. Who's the Michael Jeffries? He trolling in here, man? Let me get you the fuck up out of here. Hold on. Yeah, let's see. But you have to buy the stock back if you want to sell it, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. But you're buying it back at a lower price, Jay. You're buying it back at a lower price. So yeah, it is. Yes, you are selling it at a current price, and you're buying it back at a much lower price, and you're earning the difference. Like for example, these last 3 weeks, I have been selling the, it'd be 300 strike on the SPY. Went out a month at the time. Now it would be April 17th. And I'd been selling the 300 calls. Selling. Now they still got actually some on it thanks to the run we've had. But, they were basically, damn near less than $1 at the lows a couple days ago. So that's why I teach in my course. VXX. I don't like buying and selling volatility, but I know a lot of guys make money on that. But a lot of guys got killed buying, selling volatility recently, because no one would have thought, 84 VIX recently. That was insane, man. No one would have thought that. When the rally started, you had guys selling the VIX here. Oh, 37, 38, we'll be right back to 12 in no time. And they got killed on the following days, because we were so used to these small little spikes here and there. And, volatility is such a dangerous thing to trade if you don't know what you're doing. Very dangerous. Nah, I don't have a Discord, man. I don't have time for Discord. Mr. Gannon, you are anticipating market to continue to go down. No, I'm anticipating a sideways action here. There's a lot of help at the bottom here, Michelle Trotman. You know, there's a lot of Fed assistance. There's just a lot of Fed assistance. So I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to go to 2,200 or 220 or 50. Some of my guys said 15,000 on the Dow. I just don't see that with all the liquidity that they're pouring in here. What I can tell you is I don't see 3,300, right? I don't see 3,300 this time next month. I can tell you that. But are we going to go straight down to the lows? I just don't think so. Thriller, I see you said we haven't hit a bottom yet. It is. Man, I'm going back and forth. I'm fighting it, man, because again, I have made and came to the conclusion that I'm not smart enough, right, to guess the market. I'm going to use these lagging indicators, right, to guide me in my investment process. So when I look at the chart right now, we're back into the buy zone, right? We're back in the buy zone. We're back above the 10 moving average on the daily. If you pull up MACD, if you pull up the MACD indicator right now, you crossed over. That's bullish. So, until those fail, betting that we're going right back to the lows, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. The high probability trade is that we're not going to be going higher as fast as I think a lot of people want to believe we will be. That's a high probability trade. But look, if 1,000 people die this weekend, look, if 1,500, 2,000 people die this weekend, is it going to get ugly? Yes. It's going to get real ugly. It's going to get real ugly. And let me add, I don't wish that on anybody. So more holding long term. Absolutely. You should be a long term holder right now. Again, with the moving averages holding, it says, yes, be a long term buyer per the daily chart. I'd have more confidence to what some people are saying that we are revisiting the lows if this wasn't an inside candlestick day. See, based on the daily chart, this is an inside candlestick. It held the lows, didn't make a new high, but it said clearly that they're buyers here. You still have people, who want to participate in this. Again, if we open on Monday and we lose the lows, right? We lose the lows, then, your probabilities for a crash lower increases. Yeah, Mr. JRH, I got out of that, man. I got out of that business. You know what I mean? Guessing where, oh yeah, and then I'd be out there buying, 200 puts on SPY, waiting for the market to come down, and I'm just sitting there, and theta is burning, and I'm just like, I'm losing money day in and day out. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it's coming down, and it never comes. I might get one day of green, and the rest is sideways, and my theta is just burning. I'm losing value on my call, or excuse me, on my put. So I said, you know what? Let me actually start following what these books are telling me to do. Put these moving averages up there. Look at MACD, look at RSI, and it's okay if you don't catch the top and bottom of everything. What's going on, Ken? How are you? Ken, the money maker. I know you're still making money in those penny stocks. 2 weeks, you predict 5,000 people to die. Jeez. See, I don't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't want 5,000 people to die at all. Jeez, that's horrible. But I mean, it's a terrible illness. I'm staying inside, guys. I'm not going out. I do have a mask. Makes me look like Sub-Zero. If you watched my Instagram, I did post it on Instagram. I'll post a picture later on my actual story. But yeah, man, I'm not playing. I got gloves and everything. I got gloves. I got a ton of spray. I'm spraying like crazy every time. I mean, as long as I stay in the house, I feel like I'm good. I feel like I'm good. But there's no cure to this, man. There's no cure to this. It's, and it's so crazy because this came when I had just bought a travel affiliate site. He said this is a purge for the super wealthy. Man, I feel like this is like straight out of The Happening. You know what I mean? I don't, have you guys watched that movie, The Happening? Because what they're not telling you, that if you go on some of these environmentalist websites, is that the earth is like healing itself right now. It's doing so good. The earth is doing so good right now. They just released the article that the ozone over the Antarctica is healing. And I mean, the earth is just doing so good right now. And this experience has also taught me that a lot of us are just doing a lot of bullshit, just in terms of just wasting time, moving around, just doing anything and everything, that we don't really have to be making all kind of moves like some of us are doing. You know what I mean? Like, our society is really built on like moving around for nothing. Being busy for nothing. Like when I, look at places like Atlanta or LA, and like you look on Google Maps and you're like, wow, no traffic. Though that tells me a lot of people are just moving for nothing. You know what I mean? Just kind of, creating problems for themselves and for society in general. Everybody can just be at the house chilling. That's why I think work from home is going to explode after this situation. You're going to have a lot more people say, you know what, I kind of like this work from home thing. I'd rather not go to the office. And you're going to have a lot of companies who are going to say, why do we have such a big facility? Why don't we just downsize and allow people to work from home? You come in for the interview, you qualify that you could do the job. They send you at home with maybe the company laptop, and you just do the job from home. HM, you're working from home. General Motors asked us to work only 24 hours a week. Shout out to GM. GM is being forced to make, I forgot what those systems are called, breathing ventilators. I think it's a damn shame how GM is telling you guys to volunteer to make them. They should be paying you. GM's got money. They're making these people volunteer to manufacture ventilators. So instead of being at home for your family, I've got to risk my life to volunteer for a multi-billion-dollar organization to make ventilators that, by the way, aren't going to be donated. They're going to be sold. They're going to be sold to these hospitals. And please believe these balances that are going to come for people who have gotten healthy, went to the hospital and gotten healthy, they're going to be insane. I feel sorry for anybody who doesn't have good health insurance going into the hospital to get taken care of right now. They're going to take you to the cleaners. Nah, GM's about to make them. They about to make them. Said about the DMV, the long lines you're going to get. Oh, man. Because you got to think, everybody who are federal offices still open? I don't even know. Social Security, VA. I know the VA hospitals are, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you got all these black folks out here putting themselves at risk for this virus. Walmart, Target offering $1,000 to risk your life to go help set up pallets in the middle of the night with God knows who and where they came from, but when you got bills to pay, you got people out there risking their lives, man. Where are we at right now? All right, let me get back to the SPY. Or you could use US 500, which is on Tasty Trade. On TradingView, another one that's free. US 500, which is the S&P 500 index. And this is live whenever, even after hours. And it's relatively accurate, but I've learned over the last 4 weeks that pre-market and aftermarket doesn't matter anymore. Really doesn't matter anymore. And as you can see here, back on the 5-minute chart on SPY, we're still having a bit of resistance at that 5-minute chart. RSI level, excuse me. 1.6%. They're trying, man. They really are trying to pick this thing off the floor. Bats, no, I didn't even set up the phone or anything like that. I didn't set up the phone because I didn't even think this was going to work. I'm actually surprised it's doing as good as it is right now. Trump is bashing GM Motor now on Twitter. Well, look, Trump is as close to losing this election as I think he's ever going to get. He needs this to stop right now so he can get out there and start campaigning, because the longer this goes, if this goes until, July, August, September, he's in trouble. He's in trouble because he needs to go out there and show what he's done. And right now he's not getting the opportunity to do that. But you've got Joe Biden, who's a relatively weak candidate. He seems to have some mental issues going on right now. And a woman just came out, said that basically he put, Joe Biden put his fist in my, what? So Joe Biden, and again, clearly has some kind of mental issues. Then I'm also seeing that Joe Biden's got some weird thing about kids. So, if the Democrats lose this, they did it to themselves, really. They really did it to themselves. Because you've got basically the male version of Hillary Clinton. That's basically what you got. He doesn't have any real agenda. He's just like, yeah, Obama was my homeboy. This is the same guy who was, Obama he's so clean, he's so neat, So I don't really give a damn about the next election. This is the first election I really don't give a damn, because I feel like you're getting the same person. Yeah. You're still going to get somebody who doesn't give a fuck about Americans, who, could care less about the federal deficit, who is more than likely going to end up in some kind of military engagement. Trump tried it. And it's just what it is. You're getting the same person. He said Trump can stop the elections with a nationwide quarantine. The thing about that is that he's shown a lot of restraint to that. Because I know Ohio tried to do it and he spoke out against that. One thing about Donald Trump, a lot of people say bad about him, but he really loves his country, man. Like, Donald Trump really loves America. He honestly, deep in every fiber of his body, believes America is better than any other country on this planet. And he's more than happy to tell you that. I don't have a guy in the fight. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm just whoever's in my best interest. Yeah. So any individual plays, I hate to ramble, but any individual plays you guys are following at all? Can't stand you tech people, man. You tech people are literally the cause of the SPY just doing what it's doing right now. Look at the Nvidia chart. Like, You look at Nvidia, you look at Microsoft. I mean, it's the same tickers that took us higher is the same ones that are like just running crazy again today, over the last several days. We saw Apple's up like $40. You know what I mean? This company came out and said they're pushing their 5G phones back. Still up $40. Like crazy, man. You know? Yeah, I'm looking to see what if they crack that 258, then it's gonna be something serious. Yeah, shout out to Chuck Hughes. I learned a lot from Chuck Hughes too. Bernie, AMD. I don't even know why Tops is running. Nobody ship. I mean, shipping globally is down like 25%. I don't even know why Tops is running. AMD. Yeah, this is another one that, like, I get the sentiment though, because the theory is the next 5 years, 10 years, you're not going to have any less semiconductors out there. And that's true. That's true. We're not, we're not going to the third world. You know what I'm saying? So it's true that, yes, there are going to be way more chips in everything that we do and how we live. But I just can't see us coming out of this and just going right back to the way things were. I just don't see it. With the way some of these, balance sheets are going to look like after all of this in terms of debt. Oh man, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. APT. I should have got some of them real estate stocks. Yeah, that's why. No, what you guys are doing, you're trading equities, options, whatever it is. You're right where you need to be. Look at all those guys who were doing the dividend bullshit. I knew those guys. Look, dividends. When shit hits the fan, those companies will pull that dividend so damn fast. So now you're losing out on the dividend, and you're losing out on the fact that the stock is losing value. Dividend investing was sold for the last 12 to 24 months as just the easy way to make money. And you had a lot of YouTubers who were making that as the holy grail, right? They got 20,000, 30,000 from mom and dad, and then, hey guys, I'm making $7,000 a day here with my dividends. Now you don't see them no more. Now you don't see them no more. Why did all these CEOs quit the Fortune? I don't know. That was very suspicious. He said Tops has an offering at 21 cents. Okay, yeah, that's a bankruptcy in the waiting then. Waiting in the wings. McDonald's puts. Yeah, McDonald's was suffering. McDonald's basically, I know the one around here, they closed their doors and it's drive-through only right now. Understand this, guys. Most of these stocks that we're trading right now, you're going to see them, sideways or lower as we approach earnings season, and they're going to be taking away those guidance for the rest of the year because they can't tell you what they're going to make. A company like Nike shouldn't have even bounced at all. Nike shouldn't have even bounced. You got Nike at 84. It's ridiculous. They just pulled the Olympics, right? They just pulled the Olympics. I don't even want to guess what their sales numbers are going to be for their next earnings season. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be blood on the streets for Nike at their next earnings report. So I don't even know why it's hanging up here at 84, 85 right now. What's going on, Nephew Hustle? Is that NCLH? NC. Well, that's what I said. You had a lot of FOMO, off the lows, especially yesterday. You had, oh my God, I missed it. Now they're all jumping in. That was everybody wants to call the bottom. Everybody wants to say that's it. Norwegian Cruise Lines, yep, they're getting bailed out. They're getting bailed out, but all these things could go a lot lower. Like I said, the next 2 weeks are going to be a lot uglier. All right, this is about to lose it right here. Again, this is the 10 moving average is the white line there. Let me just look at the SPY real quick. Boy, they are pushing that hard. They are really trying to run on that stimulus bill. And let them run. Let them run. This is Friday. This is like expected. You know what I mean? At this point, it's like it shouldn't even be a surprise to you what's happening on a Friday. It shouldn't even be a surprise to you what's happening. Bats, am I playing any COVID-19? Nah, man. At the beginning, when it's all said and done, when at the beginning, when it really started, I got into Zoom, ZM. And there was another one that I played. I forgot, Cisco Systems, that I didn't do so hot on, but Zoom got some pretty good money on that. I was kind of surprised because I felt like Cisco, they're teleconferencing too. I mean, why wouldn't Cisco Systems be, significantly higher? But it didn't work out that way. But Zoom was insane, man. Zoom went to Pluto. Yeah, Zoom was good. And the biotechs, man, I just feel like they, those kind of plays, you're going to wake up the next day and it'll be down 15%, at the open, pre-market, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting for the market to open up so you can fight like hell to get out. Mark S. Brown, you're absolutely right. You cannot trade stocks like you normally do right now. That's what I'm telling guys. If you do not need to be in the market, right? If you've got money you cannot afford to lose, you got $1,500, that's all, man. Sal, this is all I got. You just need to sit back and relax because cash is a really great position to be in right now. Cash is a really great experience. But if you got money to put to work, my suggestion is options with at least 30 to 45 days. And whatever side of the market you are, long and short, you use that as your time frame. Yeah, the volatility is insane. And if you read Benjamin Graham on what he says about volatility, he says basically that the more volatility there is, the less exposure you want to have. So, every time we gap up in the VIX, that's more hedge funds having to make adjustments because, these are rule-based funds, right? Look, if we have RSI over 60, we have to liquidate a couple billion. If it's below, we got to do this. We got to add that. So there are rule-based funds out there, and they're making adjustments while we are at these levels on the VIX. Which, again, if you're someone who's going long, I gotta wonder why at these VIX levels. Why would you want to? If we were at 47, 48, heck, maybe 38, below 50. If we were below 50 VIX, man, by all means, go long, But at 62, 63, 65, I'm more than happy and willing to sell calls against the move higher. Because that tells me there's still a lot of fear out there. Still a lot of uncertainty out there. There's still a lot of people who are looking at news and determining that things are going to get worse. I wouldn't touch oil right now at all unless you're willing to be in them things for 2 years. I wouldn't touch oil at all. I wouldn't touch oil at all. You know, you had Jim Cramer this morning on Squawk Box or whatever it's called. He said it could go single digits. He said crude could likely go single digits. Gold, here's the thing about gold. What are they doing to JNUG, man? You know, what are they doing to JNUG? Have you seen JNUG recently? Pull that up. Now, here's the thing, because if I just had an extra like 10 G's laying around and I was willing, I'd buy JNUG right here. I really would. I'd buy JNUG right here. And I think, you know, again, 12, 24 months, I think you could be a very wealthy man or woman. You know, I think you could be a very wealthy man on the other side of this, because the levels of inflation that are going to be created thanks to all this money printing, once this cure is out for this disease and we finally get some clear lenses here and we start to look at these balance sheets, I think you're going to be a big, big winner. You're going to be a big winner. Somebody says JNUG isn't 3X anymore. It's 2X now. Well, I guess guys were getting killed. You know. Is it in fact 2X now? I don't know. I don't know. Do I think some of these oil companies are going to cut their... The most poorly capitalized ones will. The most poorly capitalized ones win. For example, I was really looking at Marathon. You know, Marathon is one of those companies that I believe pays a dividend, but this is at risk. This is at risk. If we're still in this position in July, then even, yes, a company like Exxon could possibly either cut or give up their dividend, which would be unbelievable if something like that were to happen. You know, here's Marathon Oil. Okay, which is showing that, you know, I got some guys coming in here though. You know, Marathon Oil is a nice one. You know, a stock that wasn't doing so bad before all this, right? It wasn't doing so bad. I mean, they had a nice little $12 stock for the last 4 years. I still, you know, again, if I just could see where this all stops, you're gonna make 100% on your money on a stock like Marathon. If I could see that this cure was, you know, in 3 weeks, you know, you're gonna make 100% on that. So hopefully JNUG won't succumb to a reverse split, which is likely because that happens on these leveraged ETFs. Because Bats, if you know, and I'm sure you do, when you talk about those inverse ETFs, when we were in 2016, 2017, when it was just straight up, a lot of those did split, right? Reverse split. So I could see that likely happening. You said Direction changed several ETFs. Gotcha. 17 more months for a vaccine. Yeah, and I said that on my last live. Hey, look, if they come out 3 weeks from now and say, yes, we did it, ladies and gentlemen, we got a vaccine, come on down, I'm going to let you go ahead and go take it. I'm going to let you take it. And in 12 months, if you are still black, or if you're still white, or if you can still walk, if you can still talk, if you're still mentally sane, then I'll take it. But I need to see how it reacts with your body for at least 12 months. SLV. Yeah, because you run out there and take that vaccine, and next thing you know, your hair is falling out, and you can't ejaculate, and you ejaculate air. You know what I'm saying? or you start growing tumors on your neck or on behind your ears or some weird crap like that, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna let you take it first, and then I'm gonna take it. Because this is the perfect time for. Because I mean, look, you got publicly traded companies in biotech. Everybody's trying to make this happen, man. Anybody who's in you're trying to make, because there's trillions of dollars to be made right now, man. You come out with it. You say, yeah, man, we did it. And the Federal Reserve, I mean, excuse me, not the Federal Reserve, but the FDA, they're under pressure. They're just trying to stamp the, all right, is it good? All right, is it good enough? Right? They're not even asking, is it good? Is it good enough? Okay, approved. Getting an approval right now is probably the easiest it could ever be. And that makes it dangerous. That makes it so dangerous for somebody to create something that, looked pretty good in the lab, showed some favorable outcomes, and then it comes out here and it kills 100,000 people. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You said just weed and Tinderellas. A lot of these biotech companies are pump and dumps. Yeah, most of them will fail. But I think most biotech companies are started with the hopes of getting to an endpoint where they become an interesting acquisition to a much larger player. Not everybody wants to come up with a cure to something. A lot of times it's just, hey, Pfizer, look where we at, baby. You know what I'm saying? You've been trying to find a cure for cancer. Look at this endpoint. I mean, we look good. Just give us, 1.7 billion and we're yours. You know what I mean? So that's what a lot of biotech companies that's what they're really in the business to do. A couple doctors get together, put a couple dozen million up. You get, a 10 bag position, and then you out. SLV. Oh, God, I was such a big believer in silver. But, man, at this point, I'm just starting to think silver is so manipulated. There was a case on that, right, with JP Morgan. All of these commodities to me are just, considering the risk, so underpriced, considering global risk, around the world right now. I don't talk about Forex a lot, but I threw $400 at USD South African Rand. I mean, I've practically doubled my money already. Because these third world countries are printing money like crazy too. And again, and I've said this a lot, if you're a millionaire in a third world country, developing nation, to protect yourself, you run to US dollars in times of, economic destruction. Everybody wants dollars. That's why we can print like we do. Is that SPY going off right now? Yeah, it's Friday, man. Look at that. They're going to try to make it for the close, man. They're going to try to set a new high because they need to do that. It's an inside candlestick day, but they're going to try and set a new high. It could be, we set a new high and it'll be like 0.04. But they'll run with it. You guys see those articles on CNBC and investing.com. Bull market returns. I'm just like, what? Are you serious? There was an article like that yesterday. Bull market is back. Like, what the hell? Okay. These people will say and do anything to keep the status quo going. They will say and do anything. Absolutely. And I've said this for a lot, John, that, when the market goes to shit, that's when OTC is hot. When the market, 2012, 2013, when I started my channel, the market for the most part was bullshit during the 2012, 2013. And I made a significant amount of money, pumping penny stocks at that time between 2012 and 2014. Oh, yeah. You'll see I'm telling you, all the promoters will be back if we go truly into a recession. We get below 1,000 on the S&P 500, because we're not there yet. We're still, because there's a chart called the investor sentiment chart. You guys know what I'm talking about. We're still at where people still have faith in the market. And you can see that per, our recent trading activity. All right. We've got to get to a point where people have just given up. They're just like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to hear nothing about no stocks. That point, that's when, oh man, the OTC newsletters are back. You're gonna see the guys, trying to get your phone number to get the SMS messages and all of that. Oh yeah. Is that OTC crazy hot during COVID? Yeah, in the biotech space. I saw some of those OTC biotechs. I mean, which was hilarious because some of them, I'm not even going to say the name because I don't want to mess up anybody's promo. But, you got, we're making significant progress to COVID-19. And this company's got like $12,000 in revenue. I mean, give me a break. $12,000 in cash on hand. I'm like, come on, are you serious? It says short Gap. Short Nike, shit. Yeah, I mean, it's just, come on, man. Telehealth, yeah, telehealth. Telehealth is winning. I mean, I think there's like one telehealth stock, right? There's like one telehealth stock. I forgot. I'm never was big into the healthcare stocks. Been shorting all this Corona tickers. Oh, yeah. Should you buy puts on McDonald's right now? I think you should sell calls. I don't know about buying puts, but you should sell, because a lot of times when guys buy puts, they tend to, go too far out the money. But you can sell calls. I think you can sell some calls that, McDonald's was not going to reach right now. If you go out 15, 30 days. Or you don't even have to go that far. If you're willing to just play in a little bit tight, even less than 15 days. And, let's look at McDonald's real quick. Just kind of see some, you go out to McDonald's and I don't know, again, the risk reward. I don't know how you look at risk reward, but for me, putting up 500 to make 100 at 90% probability works for me, right? I'll put 5,000 to make 1,000 if I know it's 9 out of 10 chances I'm going to win that trade. I'll do that. So, looking at it right now, 200, 205 for 15 days, I'll do that. I'd do that. Because I think, again, we continue to go higher, but with not the same velocity. The next 2 weeks, from what I've been reading, what the doctors are saying right now, the next 2 weeks are really pivotal in terms of the cases. New York is just getting overwhelmed, man. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of people hate to say this, but you got a lot of people who are hoping things get worse. And I get it, because as a short bias trader, I get it, man. You want things to get worse. You want to see death in the streets, right? Because it's a lot of money for you. You make a whole lot of money if we come out here and people just start hemorrhaging out in the middle of the road and Teladoc. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see that? And I think their CEO was on Mad Money, and he was telling Jim Cramer that they they're behind on the number of doctors. They got a 6-hour wait right now. I mean, it's just ridiculous how. Thank you guys for that ticker. At how much business that they're doing right now. And this is the future. This is going to be a very, I don't know, again, what their balance sheet and all that looks like, but these companies in that space are going to be very, very successful, in the future moving forward. You got a lot of people who are saying that this virus is 5G based or 5G, not based, but 5G, I don't know what the proper word for is, but 5G development encouraged the growth of this virus. I need to read up more on that. Said New Orleans is next. Yeah, I mean, but look, coronavirus is a big money virus. It goes after people who are very class mobile. I mean, they're just kind of, hey, I'm going to take a flight today. I'm going here. I'm going here. Yeah, I'm going to go do dinner. We're going this. So if you're poor, the chance of you getting the disease is very rare because you just don't do a lot. Right? That's why predominantly, which I hope we see in future studies, is number of cases by net worth. That would be very interesting. I would want to see that data. Coronavirus by net worth. And I think that would be very, very telling. It'll never come out. It'll never see the light of day because you'd have to, say who those people are. And the problem with coronavirus is that it indeed impacts the wealthy, and those people have, power to keep their name out of the media and things like that. So that's why the only people we hear getting it are, people who are nice enough to come out on video and say they have it, and celebrities. But the people who are most likely to give it to us and our family and friends, they get to go unnamed. They just say, oh, yeah, 5 people in so-and-so county have coronavirus. Who are they? Well, 5 people. Well, okay, can I know who they are? Oh, well, because of, we certain HIPAA violations. Okay, well, that's weird. I mean, when, Ebola was popping off, we knew everybody who had Ebola. You know what I mean? He said China probably murked their own citizens. Yeah, China. Well, China. I don't believe anything out of China. I don't believe Chinese financial statements. I don't believe Chinese companies. I don't trust nothing out of China. Nothing at all. Chinese people are all about saving face. So even if they produce something that kills people, they won't come out and say it. They'll just put it out in the market and hope it doesn't come back to them. That's how they are. That's why I'm not buying this whole, oh my God, please stop discriminating against Chinese people, Asian people discrimination. Have you guys been seeing that? The State General of New York started a damn phone line. If you're Asian, call the phone line and report somebody being racist towards you. If y'all don't get the hell up out of here with that bullshit, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not eating no damn Chinese food right now. Hell no, I'm not coming to your business. And yes, it's because you're from China. I'm not playing with my health like that. There's no cure for this thing. That's not being racist. That's keeping myself alive. That's being smart. Waste management. Yeah, man. All these restaurants, the ones that are really in the hood, they hate black people, so they'll hire a Mexican to cook. But if you go to one of these bigger cities, they're all from China, right? And the people in the back, they're right from China. I mean, you can tell they don't have very much education. They fly them in there to work. I'm not trying to expose myself to that. You crazy? Yeah. Out of your goddamn mind. Yeah, China got everybody on the payroll. I'm not afraid of those people, man. I'm not afraid of those people at all. Yeah, Chinese food is not even healthy for you, man. It's poison, man. Those people themselves don't eat that food. They laugh at us for eating their food. They laugh at us for eating their food. You say you're afraid of Asian street gangs. Yeah, I don't play with the street gang stuff. I mean, obviously, there was a game for Sega Saturn. It was called Shenmue or so. I was like, oh, okay. Them Wakus, I really be kicking ass. Whirlpool. Whirlpool. This is an interesting company that I wanted to make a video. 10 companies that I think are going to be really great after all of this. Whirlpool was one of them. I think, everybody can use a new washer, dryer, and obviously they have other lines of business. And as semiconductors, as screens, they start to get cheaper in price. I think a lot of people are going to upgrade to those, refrigerators with TVs on them, and washer and dryers you can control by your cell phone. So this is going to be a winning company. This is going to be a winning organization one day. Of course, I'd like to see some improved, improved liquidity there. But companies like Whirlpool, they'll be nice holds. Boy, they are really working the spy, boy. They are really working it. Look at that. All right, we're failing somewhere. Let's take a look. What time frame? Yep, still fucking with that 60 RSI on the hourly. They're trying it, boy. Again, those levels, I really feel like, this is where we get really slow. This is where we get really slow. They need another, another match, another fire to light us up higher. And they're going to find out what that is. And look, the administration knows how to play the market, right? I mean, they know if they need the market to do something, they come out and speak during the market day. On days where they feel like everything is all right, they'll come at 4:30. Have you guys noticed that? They'll come at 4:35. They really play the game for their friends. They really do. Killer kills. They're straight off. Yeah, those people be straight off the boat Chinese, man. You go to those places like New York City or LA, Phoenix, Miami. You go to those Chinese restaurants, those people be, in the back be from China. Backwoods China. And that's the thing. Those people in China, they eat anything, man. They, and their videos, you've seen the videos. They eat anything. They eat just weird looking fish, turtles, all type of stuff, And if you look at how they do farm management in China, you see in America, we separate our species of animals. Hey, pigs are over here, chicken are over here. Everybody's got their own little thing. In China, it's just whatever. They just have a big ass space and everybody just has to. And that allows these bugs to develop, man. But in this case, I think this was a military grade weapon, but that somehow got out. Oh, they eat anything. Yeah, absolutely, John. Kareem is true. These folks eat anything, man. And they got the nerve to talk about anybody. And you out here eating, turtle penis and stuff. And you got the nerve to say something about black folks. Yeah, they eat anything, man. I'm not black like you. And they don't say black because they can't say black, so they just brack. Are you a black person? Okay, all right, man. All right, man. People in Texas and Florida already trying to sue China. They should be held responsible. They should be held responsible, man. Look, when 9/11 popped off, some of those people were able to sue Saudi Arabia. Now, again, our government is in cahoots with Saudi Arabia, so we protected them. Let's see if Trump is willing to let Americans sue China. It could happen. Hey, they do exactly what we do. They print up the money. So go ahead and print that money up, man. Get it ready. Get it ready. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of resistance here. 258. So we're basically back at yesterday's close. So, look, I can't stand people who are trying to go long right now. I don't like it, but because I feel like you're putting yourself in a lot of risk. There's way more downside than upside risk. If you're holding for, if you're 20 years old, you're going to sell this when you're 40, then I understand. But if you're thinking that you're going to be 2 weeks from now higher by 20, 30, 40%, I think you're sadly mistaken. I think you're sadly mistaken. And the chart tells us that we've got some problems here. Look, they want to set a new high. It's 335 right now. They want to set a new high real bad right now. Because that's the signal they need going into the weekend. Oh, new high. We are really coming off the lows. This is not the candlestick they want. And I have no doubt the Federal Reserve is in there, man. It is working. Yeah, this is an inside body candlestick. It's not really what they want right here. It's not what they want here. Look, we wouldn't even be this high if it wasn't for the fact that what was going on in the Senate and the House of Representatives with the coronavirus bill, right? With this coronavirus bill. That has been the fuel to get us up to these levels. Now, what is going to be the fuel next week? What is the fuel in 2 weeks from now? That is what we need to know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Now that, see, I was able to get away with it for an hour. Now my stream is really slowing down. Ah, shit. Man, this has really been hell. This has really been hell dealing with this. Yeah, man. And as I told you guys, I'm on my third box. I want to thank those people from even coming out, because I know those guys would rather be at home with their families, and the cable company has got them running around doing all that bullshit. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. What trading app do I recommend? TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, any broker with phone customer service with a telephone service. There's one, First Trade. Stay away from First Trade though. Stay away from First Trade, because I tried to promote First Trade for a second, and then one guy told me, he's like, yeah, First Trade will let you set up an account, but once you deposit money, you cannot withdraw it for 30 days. 30 days. That's absolutely insane. I've never heard that in my life. So stay away from First Trade. Stay away from Robinhood, man. I don't even want to start that conversation, but I've been telling guys to stay away from Robinhood for a long time, and guys lost a lot of money a couple weeks ago. If you are serious about this craft, man, just go get yourself some TD Ameritrade. They got a great app, great telephone customer service, nice, fast software. It's free. Stay away from that bullshit. Yeah, futures have been volatile, but I'm not doing any iron condors right now. If I'm doing an iron condor, it's going to be in either SPY or SPX because yes, the volatility in futures in an iron condor is too wide or is too crazy right now. So you would only do a directional spread option. So you'd only do either a bull put or bear call spread because the other side, whichever side is just having its work handed to it, it's just not going to give you great pricing. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, but right now, futures are very generous on the bull put side. You know, if you think that market is going to continue to go higher, oh, okay, we're losing it toward the close here. Oh, let me go ahead. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, damn. Okay. Selling into the close. They know what's coming. We're still 20 minutes off, though. This is the 5 minute. I don't want to zoom in too close. Oh, wow. They are selling into the close. Are we going to go underneath 256? Are they really going to lose 256? Oh, wow. Yeah, they look. They're avoiding crypto. No, you need to be staying away from Bitcoin. Has been a huge disappointment. I don't care what anybody says. Bitcoin has been a huge, major disappointment. The way they sold Bitcoin for 10 years was the fact that the Fed was printing money and that, you know, if you wanted to be somewhere where your money will be able to keep its value, then you need to be in Bitcoin. And they're nowhere to be found right now, man. They're nowhere to be found right now. Good online chart. Use my charts, man. It's nothing better than TradingView. Use my link, tradingview2000.com. But TradingView is where it's at, man. There's nothing better than TradingView. Trust me, I've tried everything. But nothing is better than TradingView. I can go from futures to stock to OTC to there's just nothing better, man. Hell no, I'm good on Roku. You guys know my only large losses in life are on Roku. Every time I play Roku, I never ever win. I don't know. That's just my stock. That's the stock that I lose in. Every guy's got that stock. You just don't win. It'll win after I close. So I'll close the trade like fuck. I'm down 3,500. I'm out. And then it comes back and it's like, are you serious? You done made me take this loss and now you want to come back? Yeah, just use TradingView 2000, tradingview2000.com. Tradingview2000.com. Should take you there. I appreciate you, Albert Blair. Right now, I'm looking at SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. You should be able to see the name of the ticker in the background faded out a little bit. Yeah, in a market like this, man, it's good to be in an ETF or an index. Individual stock, too, if you understand what the market is doing. You know, because some of these stocks did get sold off really heavy. I mean, you did get some guys who made 100% on some of the cruise lines, some of the airlines, too, off the last couple of days. Again, shout out to the MACD indicator, man. The MACD was really gave a great signal to come back into the market a couple of days ago. You know. Yeah, they wow, there's some pressure coming into the close. Something must have been released. I'm not sure what. Did the Democrats back out or something like that? Because that's really, in my mind, the only thing we just lost 1%. So I don't know what else could do that besides the Democrats coming out and objecting to something. Netflix. Netflix is a stock that I thought would be a lot higher priced than where it is right now. I thought Netflix would do a Zoom kind of straight up thing. I figure everybody's home. You're going to have a not new money coming in to Netflix. You know, I thought Netflix would be, I thought we'd be in the 400s by now. Okay, the bill did pass. Okay, all right. I figured. Yeah, look, I told you they don't care about the American people at all. They don't care about the American people. Again, the amount of inflation that we're going to, incur coming out of this is going to be insane, man. Everybody's getting money. You get money. You get money. And what Peter Schiff said about how Bernie Sanders has won, he's right. Bernie Sanders has won. Everything that we're doing to save the economy is, unfortunately, for corporations, but what we should be doing for the American people. See, if Bernie Sanders was president, all the money that'd be coming out would be going to you. These companies would be left to die, which is exactly what should happen because we're quote unquote capitalists. So if you're a poorly positioned company, you should fail. Because if me or you start a business and we're poorly positioned and something happens, one of us gets sick, our company fails. There's nobody's there to save us unless, of course, our assets are worth more than our liabilities and maybe we get a bridge loan. But for the most part, if you're a small business owner, you get sick, you start losing money and you go out of business. And that shouldn't happen for every company. It's socialism for the rich. Well, they're only hurting themselves. That's the problem. They're only hurting themselves because they honestly think that they're making it out of this situation. And that's why, people, oh, Sal, you hate baby boomers. You hate I don't hate baby boomers. I just don't understand how a generation that was lied to about the Vietnam War can now come out and lie to everyone else about how they're running our country, in other countries, older people sacrifice themselves for the good of the young. This is the only country where older people will sacrifice the young for themselves. Right? So when you look at what's going on right now in Congress, these are older people saying, you know what, my retirement is just more important than my grandkids having a decent education or having good roads, good parks, good libraries. You know what? My 401k matters more. And you're going to die in 20 years. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Some of these guys in the Congress right now aren't going to be alive in 10, 15 years, and you're pushing this bailout. This is crazy. But yet those are the same people who will show up at Thanksgiving, show up at your house in Christmas, show up, and kiss on your baby and, oh my God, my grandson, oh, but you're voting for people who are doing things against your grandson's interests. You don't love your grandkids, man. You don't love this country. So yeah, you don't deserve my respect. You don't deserve my respect at all. So that's why when it comes to this coronavirus, I'm not as evil as some people were saying, like, yeah, all you people over 70 should get it. But at the same time, yeah, some of y'all deserve to be turned into worm food, man. Because you're evil. You're evil. All right, let's take a look at it. Netflix, sideways day for the most part on Netflix. Boy, they all right, so we gave back 256. We gave back 256. Let's see if they can hold it. They got 15 minutes. Boy, this is not the candlestick they were looking to get today. See, this is why it's a nightmare being a day trader. I will push black box because I make money on it. I've traded black box before, Black box is a great system to use during low low VIX. Your 15, 16 VIX. I love black box because the signal is strong. All right. But in a day like today, 65, 70 VIX, you got to be a day trader in this environment. You got to be a pro, man. You got to be a pro. You got to have nerves of steel. You got to be on point with your entries, your exits. And I'm not that good, man. If we're not talking about like OTCs, or if we're not talking about small caps, I'm going to lose. And I can't do those heart palpitations. I know I'm not even saying it right. Guys sweating, and I can't. I'm good, man. Oh, man. Lost 255. Are we going to set a new low? Oh, man. Are we going to set a low? Oh, no, look at that. Mr. Fed is going to step in, man. Mr. Fed is going to step in here. Let's say the last 5 minutes, Mr. Fed is going to step in. Come on. I don't care. I mean, I'm selling 285, 290, 300, and I'm like 30 days out. So I don't really care. Oh man, this is pressure. And days like this really screw up people who have those SPX European options. Because remember, SPX, they settle into cash. So if you thought, like, let's say this morning, that the market was going to close above the low of the day, 251, now you're panicking, right? Because you're not sure what's going to happen here. But you lose a lot of money when things like this happen into the close. A whole lot of money. So what's a good strategy for this market? And this market, a spread strategy that gives bias to whatever direction you feel the market is going to. Because right now, puts are expensive. Calls are, but puts are really expensive right now. So just buying puts, it's very, very expensive. Most guys who are buying puts are probably buying it in the spread right now to lower the price. There's some dip buying coming in. Boy, we lost 2% in 20 minutes. 8 minutes to the close. Would I buy airlines and cruises? Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Look, if we get below 2,000, S&P, if we lose 2,000, I'll nibble. I definitely would love to nibble at Delta Airlines and stuff like that. And I say nibble. I don't mean like, put all my chips into it. I say nibble because, ladies and gentlemen, if we lose 2,000, where's the floor? You got to ask yourself, where's the floor? If we lose 2,000, then 1,500 has got to possibly be in sight. Yeah, Mark, great comment. Too risky over the weekend. Absolutely. Look, you had the worst number of deaths today. Way too dangerous to hold over the weekend. This is exactly why I sell options. This is why I sell calls in this kind of environment, because you got a lot of people who are, playing that FOMO game and they don't really know what they're doing. Now the pros are in it right now. The pros are in the building right now. And they're letting you have it. They're letting the FOMO crowd have it. They waited all day. You see that? They waited all day. They let you look at the chart. Oh, this is an uptrending market. I'm going to buy into it. And they let you just simmer in that, ooh, I'm going to make some money. And here 10 minutes to the close, they let let your ass have it to you. Oh, that's why I don't be doing that day trading stuff, man. I don't play that game, man. Y'all can play it. I'm good. Yeah, look at, bro, look at that. I mean, they let you have it. This is I mean, you look, you came into it, you opened up your TD Ameritrade. It was looking so pretty, and oh my God, I could just, put my trend line, and I can buy it at the trend line, and it looks so healthy. Next thing you know, look at you. Absolutely. Hip hop with a meaning. Need to educate more, man. I don't know if you're new to my stuff. I got a lot of education out there. I got a course. Every guy who's in this chat room's got a lot of education. They don't need me to break down what a stock is. Said Bat Scientist has an end of day swing trading strategy. Shout out to Bats. I wonder what I think, is he still doing his Discord thing? I think last time we spoke, I think he had told me that was taking a lot of his time. Does he still run that Discord thing? If he is and still doing it for free, y'all should be paying him, because he's got a lot of hours under his belt in terms of education. What's going on, Ramses Cat? Okay, so they're trying to come into the close here. Zoom in a little bit. They're trying to pick it up off the floor here, but I mean, at this point, the deed is done. You got a lot of pissed off people. You got people crying right now. You got people crying somewhere at their desk, crying right now. Certain moves that you just know, like, man, you got somebody who's thinking about killing themselves. Especially when I was trading OTC stocks. Oh, you would just see some patterns and you just say, man, I know somebody is going to be crying all weekend. Some of them OTC dumps. Oh. Oh, yes, just ready to hang themselves, bro. I mean, you just look at the chart, and the way it was set up, it's just like, oh, they looked at it and you see they could just like, oh, I can't lose. I put my mortgage payment in it. I'm going to max out my credit card in it. I'm going to, oh, baby, we're going to take out a helo and just put it all. And you just look at it and you just, oh my God. Ugh. Such a sad story. 253. Yeah, I think this is where we're going to be, between 253, 254. 3 minutes left. Come on, Fed, you're letting people down. I know people are waiting for it. I know people waiting for the Fed here. But it looks like they're not coming to your rescue this Friday. Looks like the Fed is taking 2 weeks off. Hey, look, maybe they helped you all day until them bots came through. Who knew? But again, where was the short? 60 moving average, man. The 60 RSI. The 60 RSI. That's always a great entry. You get faked out sometimes. Don't get it twisted. But when it goes right, it goes real right. Yes, indeed. So the tax return is going to go real quick, man. With what the Fed is talking about, I don't even know if people are going to pay taxes. Like, for example, the student loan thing they're doing. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to get to a point where Trump may just let everybody go on their student loans. They already told you they're going to forgive the interest. I don't think that's ever coming back. I don't think that is ever coming back. I think we're going to be at 0% interest for years. Years. I wouldn't be surprised if we go negative. I wouldn't be surprised if we go negative interest rates. Yeah, I've told people that too. As much as I shit on Bitcoin, if Bitcoin got to 2, if Bitcoin was at 2,000 right now, I'd grab a little bit. I wouldn't even lie to you. I'd grab a little bit. I'd grab one coin. Not, I'd probably grab a half. I don't even believe in Bitcoin like that. All right, guys. Again, I'm glad my stream was at least working good enough to allow me to go live today. And I'll more likely be back on Monday as well, same time. I'll be back on Monday. Depending on. I'll actually be back on Monday. I like to put out another podcast though. God, scared the shit out of me. I didn't know. I thought we had like 3 minutes left. All right, but there's the bell. There's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. And so the market is closed for the weekend. We got a lot to look forward to this coming weekend because, we'll see where the death toll is, man. And it's crazy having to think about how many people are going to die. Let me get rid of that down. How many people are going to die this weekend? But, that's going to determine where the market is. It really will. If we get a decline in deaths, if people are able to spin that into, oh, well, look, it's not that bad. We had fewer deaths. Don't you see deaths are decreasing? They can spin that into, a 600-point day. So we got to see. Appreciate it, John Rambo. What time does the liquor store close? I don't know, man. Are liquor stores even open right now? Oh, man, he said it's hard to trade and listen to me. I mean, you should have been done on your trades by now. By 3 o'clock, you should be like chilling, just looking at how things are progressing. But ladies and gentlemen, based on the close today, I don't know. I mean, let's look at the 2-hour chart. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't call it hesitation because those are some pretty strong candlesticks. But, obviously we've got some resistance at this 260, 258 level. It's been multiple days and 2 days here. We'll see what happens on Friday. Could be gap down. Absolutely. 1,000 people die this weekend. A gap down is likely. And, again, as I put out in that RSI video, man, here's the resistance. That thing is powerful, man. The thing is powerful. And as you can see here, we have not been above the 60 RSI in the SPY, since actually, have we closed? Yeah, we closed. We closed above it. What was the last close above it? So the last close above it was back on the 13th. 19th. I would say the 19th. Yeah. I mean, let me see if they even close in the buy zone here. Let's go to the daily. Did they even close in the green? Oh, they're still in it. Okay, they're still in it. Boy, that's just not the candlestick you want to see, though. That's not the candlestick they want to see. What I would love is if we follow up with this on Monday. I would love if the follow-up is this bearish engulfing, which I wouldn't, I'd love to see that. That would be a beautiful candlestick for Monday. Yes, indeed, man. So glad to see so many people join me. I was very impromptu. Again, trading, looking over these charts the last 2 hours of the day. Look out for a video on JNUG, because I mean, I don't know what's going on with JNUG. Beyond Meat, I haven't even, really gone into my sentiments on Beyond Meat and how Beyond Meat could be in its last throes. I made a video calling Beyond Meat a scam. A lot of people came against me on that. In fact, if you go back, if you took that trade, I mean, it's one of the biggest returns I've made, on Beyond Meat. I said it'll never come back to 200 and it's not going to come back to 200 unless they do a reverse split or something like that, but which is highly likely if this continues to go lower. But yeah. Gilead, they should be doing fine, man. Is that Gilead, right? GILD? Yeah, Gilead Scientists. I mean, they're fine. They'll just continue to bounce here like that. This is not a stock. I did see it did pop up to 86, but it's not going to be a stock you're going to wake up and make six figures on. Nike could come out of this in a position of strength. Howard Cooper, how? I'm saying Nike going to below 65. Man, you guys are going to see Nike earnings. 17% of Nike's earnings is in China. The rest of it is global. Everywhere is suffering, man. Everywhere is suffering. Nike has a strong online presence, but don't forget their retail is overwhelmingly how they, make their money. And in an environment we're in right now, that plays to everything, to have the idea that Nike is going to be a lot lower stock. A lot lower. Appreciate you, SC Trucker, for joining me, man. Shout out to all of you guys. Glad to see you guys are all well and alive and still trading, man. Because a lot of guys, they do this for 2 weeks and give up. A couple losses, man. Fuck their stock market shit. Losses come with the territory. I couldn't do anything else. There's nothing else I would do. Taking a break this whole month of trading, made 70K. Oh, that's what's up. I don't know. Don't really care, Killy Kills. I mean, just make money through it. Guys, hey, look, people become millionaires through recessions too. Recessions, if anything, for the little guy is the best thing. For the smart little guy. For the smart little guy, a recession is the best time to get an opportunity to get, maybe yourself into a real business or an investment venture or a piece of property, I think about my old man. He bought his house during the recession, 2000. That he bought this house. He not bought this house, but he bought his house during the recession of 2000. What do I think about this housing market? I was very disappointed to hear that the Fed is going to also be buying mortgage-backed securities. But man, it's really frustrating because when you are so prepared, man, I feel like I'm so prepared for the recession to go out here and get some properties and stuff like that, and your own government is working against you, man. That's how I feel. My own government is working against me and my generation from being able to really seriously build wealth. We are doing things to maintain wealth in a generation that's dying off. That's crazy. That's crazy. Say governments always work against the people. Yeah, man. I don't want to believe that, because if I were to believe that, then it's like, why even bother voting? Why even bother, doing my civic duty? Then it makes me think, like, was it even worth my time to serve in the Navy? And so I try not to hate my government that much. Said Nike's making medical face masks. Are you serious? Stocks were manipulated the last 2 days. Was there market participation by the Federal Reserve? Yes. And there was some FOMO too. So don't count out individual traders who are just being greedy right now. They're trying to look for the bottom. Again, in 1929, I posted this on my Twitter. There were five, what's the word for it? But five, I don't want to say bull runs, but there were 5 runs of 16% to as high as 43% off some lows. It's a really good picture that I posted on my Twitter. Take a look at that. So even though the market, eventually lost over 90% of its value, you still had people who were just desperate enough to willing to go in there and buy the dips. Oh, NAVTech, you were a corpsman? Yeah, I started off in core school, but I flunked out of core school on purpose because I didn't want to go to Iraq. I've told that story many times. I didn't want to go to Iraq. They were sending everybody to Iraq, and I did really well in the test. And they're like, "Oh, you can be because at the time I was like, yeah, I want to be a doctor." And they're like, "Oh, you want to be a doctor? Oh, we've got a position for you. It's called corpsman." Oh, corpsman? What is that? Oh, yeah, you can be a doctor, and you can go out there and save troop lives. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Then I get there, and they're talking about going to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I was like, "Man, fuck this shit." They told me I'd be in the hospital. Oh man, he was gun, and my trainer or teacher at the time, I know the proper word for it's not coming to me, but he was so gun-ho of sending guys to Iraq and Afghanistan. Oh, he was gun-ho about it. People at the end of the day join the Navy because you want to be on the pleasure cruise. I didn't actually want to go fight somebody. You know what I mean? I was like, shit. I'm just trying to get some money for school, man. I'm not trying to get, hit by IED. And, look, rest in peace to those guys because they wanted to fight. Those guys were warriors, for real. Those guys wanted to fight, But that's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I flunked out of core school and ended up in Pensacola. And I became a purple shirt. And then I landed on the USS Harry S. Truman, or the Harry S. Truman. And great 4 years, man. That was a pleasure cruise right there. That was a pleasure cruise. If you're on the Truman, that's Atlantic base. I mean, that's just, unless Europe is going to war, which I doubt it anytime soon, that's a pleasure cruise. That's a pleasure cruise. So you want to learn different option strategies? Yeah, there are tons of books on there, man. Tons of books. Go to ePDF Tips, or I think it's like ePDF Tips or something like that on Google. That's a free online PDF store. And there are tons of stock books or option trading books on ePDF Tips or something like that. Completely free. You said a lot of people were doing that. Oh, yeah, man. But, man, I give it to them, man. Look, I give it to those Marines, the grunts, all you guys, all those guys who wanted the action. Who wanted the action. I give it to them, man. Seriously. Your first week investing in stock, that's what's up, man. Yeah, all those guys who went out there and wanted the action. There was a guy from my high school. I remember he got killed in Afghanistan. That was a trip. He was just 2 years ahead of me, and I remember him in gym class. I remember one time in gym class, and I wasn't close to him, but I saw him, and then when I heard he died, I was like, whoa, like I know that guy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, and he was the only guy from my high school to die from action in Afghanistan or Iraq. But and I think my high school sent well, I don't know what it is now, but I know at about 2009 it was like 17 guys who had action, and yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. So after 30 days after core school, sheesh. Whew. Yeah. So guys, I don't want to keep rambling too much and bore the hell out of you guys, but again, next week, for you guys who are long, I don't know what your story is. Unless you have, the idea that you're going to be in this for a year and a half. If you're looking to be, taking out profits in a week, 2 weeks, I just see everything being against that happening. Everything being, that not being very successful of a strategy. But for those guys who, you're selling calls, maybe you're in something non-directional, like I posted today on my Twitter, where I talked about, being in possibly a SPY iron condor from 272 to 217. That could possibly work out, unless it's a straight down move. That volatility could come back on Monday with a vengeance. Then you'll be in trouble. But there's a lot of money behind you. I got to give it to the bulls. There's a lot of money in the market right now trying to help you out. Yeah, trying to help you out. Yeah. Payne Rich, you're from Mount Pleasant? Yeah, you can contact me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. I got to get a new email address, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, before I got into corpsman school, there was the ISIS headshot video came out. Oh, my God. That was terrifying for a lot of guys. That was a terrifying video. And it's this video, and the military has done a good job of scraping it off the internet. So it's hard to find now. But it's this ISIS video where there are like 30 guys just getting headshotted from this guy who was a really good sniper. And that was a scary, scary video. I think it came out in like mid-2008, 2007, somewhere. I can't, somewhere, 2007, 2008. That was a scary-ass video. Yeah, that was a very scary video. So getting their head chopped off. Oh, yeah, all those ISIS videos. And, as soldiers, you watch every single one of those things. You watch every single one of those things. Just because you're bored, there's nothing to do, internet sucks. I don't even know how guys can kind of get their hands on that stuff, but you'd watch all those videos. I remember like yesterday, when you're in the ship, you don't have Wi-Fi access, but you get on the internet, you send emails and stuff like that. And, people send you links, because that's really the only way to get to the internet is when other people can send you a link. Sometimes they try to block it and stuff like that, but you hear about it and you come back on base, you watch it, and yeah. It was terrifying stuff. Yeah, I'm live. I'm about to get up out of here, though. April calendar spreads very wide. Literally free money out there. Yeah, something's going to happen, Ramses. Something's going to happen, yeah. I mean, if you put out a calendar spread, you're going to get a move. That's for sure. Do I ever look at low float stocks? We used to do that a lot out here, but in this channel. But man, a lot of guys got burned. So, yeah, Jeff, what's going on? We were just talking about the military in here. No, I already have some trades already in. So, Not doing any intraday trading in this environment, man. Just way too volatile for me. No intraday trading. So in this environment, I'm just selling calls that I know just we're not going to get to considering the circumstances. That's just a safe place to be. All right. Right now, it's just about keeping your account from taking huge losses because, because you're going to want, wherever this bottom is, you're going to want to have a lot of cash when that bottom does occur. And two, this is an environment where if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. You can lose a lot of money. I appreciate you paying, Rich. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff, all good, man. I haven't seen you post at all on Twitter, so I don't know if you just stopped posting on there or if you had stopped trading. Yeah, I still use Tasty Trade. I'm still playing around in Tasty Trade. Yeah, that's Tasty Trade is what I use to put together ideas for the course. So I'm still playing in that. You said 18 is the bottom? 180 on the SPY, Hodge? Dow 18,000? I don't want to get on my Fed ladder, but we got this low based on the fact that a lot of our gains just wasn't real, right? I mean, the constant buybacks and all of that just when push came to shove, they dumped it, man. They dumped it hard. Okay, all right, Dow 18,000. Okay, Dow 6,000. Sheesh. Dow 6,000. Now Dow 6,000 could be a reality if we're still in this, and when we're talking about July. That's the thing. Is like nobody knows how long this is going to last, but Trump wants to send y'all back to work. Donald Trump wants to send everybody back to work. He's, again, you don't even have enough ventilators and you trying to send people back to work. It's crazy, man. And I get it. Our economy is not built on people staying home like we are right now, but we got to save lives, man. If you're working for a company that's telling you to go to work right now, unless they're paying you some type of extra income or some kind of bonus to offset the risk, in your opinion, you know what I mean? That risk reward for you, man, you better find yourself something to do, man. Find yourself something else to do, seriously. Because if you get sick, understand your employer will let you go and hire somebody else. They will let you go. You'll be in the hospital, and once your PTO is up and done, you either going to get let go or you're going to get off that bed and go back to work. What are you going to do? So you need to protect yourself. These employers, a lot of them are desperate, especially a lot of you guys who work for small business owners. These people who have like less than 100 employees that are running around with their heads cut off right now. They're desperate. They're just trying to force anybody to come into the office right now. Be careful, man. Don't let these people have you lose a lung, kill somebody in your family or something like that because they trying to make, the end of the month. I'm serious. There'll be more than enough cheap money out here for you to find something else to do when this is all said and done. Said UPS, FedEx forcing people to work. Well, a lot of people, life for a business. What's going on? A lot of people are quitting those positions too. A lot of those people are quitting though. FedEx, UPS, a lot of people are quitting. That's why they're hiring right now. Yes, indeed, Mark. I'll be here on Monday. You say you're a bill collector? Alex, do you work for somebody or you work for yourself? Because I looked into starting a bill collecting agency. I didn't know it was so cheap. For example, I saw that in South Carolina, you don't need a bond, because in many states to be a bill collector, you need to be a bond. You have to have a bond. In South Carolina, you don't. And buying debt, I didn't realize was so cheap. You can buy $50,000 worth of credit card debt, for pennies on the dollar. Not necessarily pennies, but $50K for $5,500. Right, depending on the age of the debt. And the older the debt, the cheaper it is, because they believe the less likely you are to collect on it. So, I mean, collection agencies make a lot of money. I didn't realize how lucrative of a business they are now. Going into like having to call people, and that in itself has internalized cost, but what a lucrative business. You say you need the LLC to collect and everything. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you need a license? Okay. You need a license. Okay, you need a license. But I've seen that the license is not hard to get though. Hodge, you're in Greenville. That's what's up, man. The license to be is not hard to get. And I'm a big fan of those kind of businesses that I can come up on, where it's just, me and maybe another guy or two, and we're just in there trying to, collect a check. You know what I mean? I like those kind of low, what's the word for it, but just low expense businesses that I can start with about 10, 15, 25,000, and we can start seeing, real revenue in a 60 to 90 day time frame. Yeah, that's the thing, GM. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Absolutely. Because you got people who are up on game, right? They know the rules. Like, hey, man, I don't have to pay you shit. And I sell a credit. Thing. I have a package. This video that I market on Facebook, because I do a lot of affiliate stuff. It's called fightyourscore.com. Is it Fight Your Score? Yeah, it's fightyourscore.com. And I sell a credit package where in it is a bunch of credit letters that teach people how not to pay debt collectors. Yeah. So it's funny. But, them debt collection agencies make a lot of money. A lot of money. And the overhead, right? Alex, we talk about the overhead. And the overhead. Yeah. Flipping cars is still good, but man, I just hate the thing about flipping cars, man. It's just dealing with the people who are lying about the problems. See, my thing is I'm very honest about what's wrong with the car, but when you go to buy from other people, they're not honest, and that's I just couldn't get over that. If I'm selling a car to somebody, I don't want you coming back to tell me you didn't tell me about this. You didn't tell me about that. So I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with this car. I'm going to tell you everything that I believe in the next year to 6 months, what you're probably going to have to do to this car to get it to, I want to say, functional, 100% shape. Not like new, because it's a used car. But when you're going to, I'm looking through Craigslist and I'm seeing something that's unusually low or something like that, and I'm going, all right, okay, I think this is a deal. I go out there and you're lying about the transmission, and you're lying about the fact that it's leaking, and no, it's not leaking at all. And I'm like, dude, I can see the oil. Like, I can literally see it. You had an oil leak. It's crazy. Commercial collections for auto. Okay. Yeah, that's an ugly business. Yeah. Towing trucks too. Towing cars. Towing cars is a good business too, but there's a lot of competition in the towing business. It's a lot of competition. It can be dangerous too. The towing business can be dangerous. I mean, You got people whose livelihoods are at stake, and you going out there in the middle of the night trying to, pick up their ride. Yeah, man, USO is toast right now, man. Like I said, I wouldn't even bother with crude right now because you just don't have all the information. When you're dealing with gold, with crude, silver, when you're dealing with commodities, man, you don't, as an individual investor, you don't have all the information that gives you the probabilities to really be successful. So it requires you to be in trades that last a very long time in order to really generate serious return. So the car business is a dirty business. Yeah. Particularly dirty business if you're at the low income, if you're at the low, you're a C, D lot. You know what I mean? I looked into the car business as well. Again, I'm very much about, controlling, starting my own businesses that take less than 50,000 to start. I love anything around there. I like those kind of businesses. The car business is a really interesting business because you can get what they call lot financing, right? So if you get your license and all that stuff, you can have companies literally give you money to go out and get cars. Now the problem is that the business is, for the most part, if you're a C lot, D lot, you got to be dealing with low credit people and people who are not going to take care of the vehicles. Then you got to deal with people who are just trying to pass off like fake social security numbers, and it's just, you got to put a tracker on every car, got to put a kill switch on every car. So it's just a lot of you got to deal with. Buy here, pay here, yeah. And buy here, pay here is a dirty business, as you said. Very dirty business. The idea is guys start at buy here, pay here, and then you work your way up until you can buy yourself into a dealership or work yourself into enough credit to where, maybe Ford or GM want to help you out. You know what I mean? Get you a franchise. That's where the big money is when you get into that GM, Ford, Toyota dealership. But at that level, you're putting up, depending on the location, $5, $10, $15 million. Said laundromats? Okay. Laundromats are still a thing? I guess. Laundromats are still a thing, right? But I figure, we're entering a natural deflationary period. Somebody had mentioned that the government doesn't work for the people. In this case, in regards to the economy, it's not, because, we should be enjoying the deflation, and we still are for the most part. Amazon and that what deflation gives us, right? Being that technology is just bigger and bigger part every decade of our lives. That inefficiency between how products are made and how products are sold, those are being solved every day. So things are cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. You look at Amazon just killing small businesses. So there's more stuff out here to buy than ever before. But when you have government working against you to create inflation, to make things unnecessarily more expensive, it's hard for normal people to benefit from the natural deflation that's occurring. So lots of apartment buildings don't offer them. Okay. That's even the new ones, even the new apartment buildings. I know there's not even a lot of apartment buildings being built, particularly at the low income level. So I can see how your laundromat idea business works makes sense, because when I look at the apartments that are being built, most of them are for high income. or mid-tier income levels, right? When you look at most Americans, the average American is what, 42,000 a year. So, you're looking at, possibly 2,500 a month is their housing expense, which is their maximum housing potential expense, right? Yeah. Invest Joy on here, YouTube. He has some pretty good videos about setting up laundromats at little to no out of pocket. Okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah, what's that one guy who is teaching people how to buy businesses with nothing down? He wears like this little chain and he cusses all the time. And Lou Pena, yeah, Lou Pena. I forgot his name. Yeah, Lou Pena. He teaches guys how to quote unquote buy businesses with no money down, but I don't know. I looked into it, but I don't know. Maybe I just never took the courage to go out and follow his blueprint. I appreciate you, live from Sunday Brunch. Yeah, nodirectiontrading.com. Yeah, it's going good, man. I still have it. It's going good. At this point, man, I'm just gonna stay here and enjoy it. I mean, I can pay my mortgage. Again, the roof is pretty much new. A lot of the things that I was worried about, it actually didn't come out to be a big deal at all. I was worried about the AC unit when I took over the house because it looked a little older. Then I had a guy come and look at it. He says, man, this is one of the best they made for the time. So I was a little worried about that. But, owning a home is always a surprise. Always could be a surprise. So you just take it a day at a time. And you just try to maintain upkeep. Like one day I'd love to do my kitchen over. Because it's got we get a little bit of that early 90s kind of vibe to it. But again, if you haven't seen that video on how to buy a home without a mortgage, take a look at it because, I wish I had studied real estate a long time ago. I would have been in a house 10 years ago. Seriously. If you got 7,000 cash, you could be in a house. You could be in a house. I had this whole idea that, oh my God, I don't have down payment money. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have 720 credit. I don't have this. The whole idea of buying a house, they just made it seem so like you have to be perfect to get a house. Man, you got people out here giving their homes away. E-wellness stocks. We talked about that, Taylor John. Everything is going good, man, especially if you're in the telehealth plays, the biotech plays like Gilead, Pfizer, those are all looking good. Said good times to refinance with rates so low. The problem with that, reliable news media, is that your credit has to be A1 to refinance right now. See, that's the problem with low interest rates, is that in times of very low interest rates, banks have to be more selective because they can't charge very much for the money. So they're even more selective about who takes a loan. That's why, again, this 0%, federal funds rate that we're on right now is actually going to work against us. It's actually going to work against us. You can't charge very much. Now, if you've got bad credit, then yeah, you're going to get fucked no matter what. But for most borrowers who have good to semi-good credit, you're going to be shopping around, and at 0%, there's no room there for a lot of banks. So now, you got to be slightly more mean, I should say, rather. Well, let me just say a lot more selective who you're going to give the money to, because you need to get paid back. You need to get paid back because the margins aren't there. Kenny Dutton, subject to. Yep. Yep, subject to. That's how I did it. And there are a lot of people out here that you can do subject to at, man. There are a lot of people out here. You know, you're going to have some assholes, you know, like the first deal, the lady was lying. Oh, I only owe 175. And then you do some research and it was really like 215. And she had a lien on the property with some guy who didn't do, like, who said she didn't finish paying him for the windows. I'm like, 175 turned into like 17. It was just like, what the heck, lady? So you make sure you do all your research. You know. Now the problem with subject to is, you know, too, you're also buying either somebody who is in a distressed situation or somebody who's underwater or somebody who has a property they don't want. You know, you want preferably to be somebody who, you know, is buying a property or taking over a property that somebody doesn't want. That's who you want to get that property for that, you know, that property from. He's blocked from coming back into the States because of the virus. Dominican Republic. Yeah, man. Is that the guy who was the child molester dude? Man, there was this guy who went down to Dominican Republic. They come to find out he was a child molester and all that. I started watching his videos. I was like living vicariously through this dude. I'm like, oh man, you know. Because I remember I told you guys I was talking to that girl from the Dominican Republic, Leticia. You know. And but she lives in America. But we had talked about, you know, going out there to see her family or whatever. But yeah. You say you want to live by some water? Anybody Mobile, Biloxi, Charleston, South Carolina? Yeah, yeah. Those are some good properties out there, Mobile, right now. Those are good deals right now. Mobile, Biloxi. Charleston's kind of overpriced to me. I don't know. I looked at Charleston, South Carolina when I was thinking about moving to Charlotte. You know, Charleston looks overpriced. Yeah, Miko Worldwide. Yeah, this dude was a freaking child molester, man. This dude was a freaking child molester. Let me answer this text message. Yeah, come to find out, dude was a child molester. You said you've heard a few lenders not even accepting applications, mainly due to COVID. They're tight on liquidity right now. Yeah, they're still having some issues in the mortgage space right now. What's that? There's a ticker right now, which is a small cap stock. Oh, man. It's MG. Is it MGP? No. It's a small cap stock right now. It was like a $15 stock. And not MGP. Somebody here might know what it is. But it's a company that invested in mortgage-backed securities. And they're getting their asses handed to them right now. Man, I had that ticker and I can't remember it right now. But it was a stock that invested heavily in those mortgage-backed securities or was in the business of it. And they're basically hanging on by a thread right now. On Black Box, it's Option Professor. Option Professor. MFA? Is it MFA? You know what? I think it is MFA. Yes, it is MFA. Yeah, okay. This is the company that had it's got some trouble with their mortgage-backed securities. Thank you, Reliable News Media. How did you get that so quick? Are you looking at that too? I was like, man, if they get saved, I can make 300% of my money on something like this. Just going back to my penny stock days, right? Because, I mean, look at it. If you got it off the lows, you've already made 300 on your money. But my thing is, you don't know how bad the situation is. No, I think it is MFA. I think it is MFA. But you got a lot of these little companies. Like, look at this, man. Jeez. What's the low there? $1.74 to $6. Sheesh. Boy, that's a lot of money. Whole lot of money. See, that's the thing. See, our government is giving you the ability to get deferred payment, but other companies like Italy are just saying no payment. The countries in Europe are saying, you're not gonna make any payment. The problem with this whole deferred thing is like people get comfortable, like, oh, okay, 3 months, and then next thing you know, they got 3 full mortgage payments they got to make. And in a situation where most Americans, again, are paycheck to paycheck, you're going to end up seeing a lot of people getting their asses handed to them after the deferment runs out. Alex Montez, you said they're not letting you what? They're not letting you do the deferred payment? Because I heard the deferred payment is for individuals who have an FHA or some type of government assured loan. Now, the problem is I can't do that just because I don't even want to get the lady who's actually on the note involved in anything anymore. But for those of you guys who, your home is under your name and all of that, supposedly you can do that. Oh, you say they're not letting you defer payments? Alex, have they said why? Because I thought it was law. Now that it's signed. Maybe if you try again today, I don't know. Or maybe on Monday, give them a call. Maybe the word hasn't been put out yet. Sniper, no reverse split or anything, man. That was just because I would think that was a reverse split too, but no, I mean these are really bounces. These are really bounces off the lows. Because again, I haven't been playing with penny stocks in a while, but last I checked, if it's a reverse split, it doesn't necessarily gap up higher based on the new price, right? You don't see that in the pricing. You have 2 FHA. They are protecting their investors. Okay. There are a few restrictions. Yeah. What GM said is right. Wait a couple of days. When the word gets out, wait a couple of days, because these people, they're just getting calls, and they just want to get you off the phone. They don't even know what to say. They just want to get you off the phone. But yeah, you're gonna have a lot of homes come out for sale over the next 90 to 120 days. You got a lot of people who are probably hurrying up to put their home on sale before it affects their credit. So again, if you're interested in that subject to situation, this might be a time to put your nose to the ground and look to see what you can make happen. Because you'd be surprised. You can walk up into a house in 7 G's. Somebody who's $3,500, $4,000 behind on their mortgage. And you walk right into that property. Now again, it's going to look lived in, right? It's not going to be in move-in ready condition. You're going to have to paint the walls. You're going to have to clean the carpet, find out what's wrong, all that. But for the most of you guys weren't in the situation that I was in, where I couldn't prove income. When you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times, especially when I started, I couldn't prove it. I didn't have enough uh, years under my LLC, and it was just a mess, man. Yeah. MMRI. Oh, what ticker is that? Oh, I'm not seeing anything under that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything with that, bro. What ticker I was thinking about looking at today? Okay. Oh, MRRL. MRRL? I'm not sure what's going on, Savvy Strands. CEI. Let's take a look at CEI. God damn, dude. I should know CEI. I mean, this is a stock we talked about, again, when I used to really do that penny stock stuff. Man, come up off that Roy CEI, man. Come into the big boy lane. Trust me, it's not as hard as you may think. It's just as hard as penny stocks. All right, the same stresses, the same. Get off that penny stock stuff, man. Trust me, you'll have more consistent success. Come on to the higher tier, markets. Oh, delisted? Okay. I'm serious. Come up into that SPY. You'll have way more consistent money. Come into the index world. Trade ETFs. IWM is another one right now. IWM has been insane off the lows. IWM has been insane off the lows, man. Come up into those better markets, man. People respect you a lot better when you start talking about, SPY and some of these more expensive stocks. I don't know what it is. People are, it is, and because that's where everybody puts their money. That's where America runs. All right. IWM puts printed last week. Yeah. Man, we'll see. We'll see. But at the end of the day, I wish I could just fast forward into Monday. Obviously, I'm going to enjoy my weekend. But man, I'm ready to trade already, dude. I'm ready to trade already. But I understand. I've learned to love the weekends because I used to hate the weekends because as a trader, you will recognize that your best trading ideas will come on a Friday. And it's just like, what the heck? Why didn't I come up with this trade idea on Tuesday and Wednesday? Now it's Friday and the market is either closed or about to close. And I'm coming up with this idea, and now I got to sit on it for 2 days. And, that's frustrating as hell. I know I'm not the only one who goes through that. 1 or 2 month options on waste management. We'll forever have trash. Jeff, I like your thinking on that. I like your thinking on waste management. It's true. We will always have trash. But cities will not always have money. But and I don't know how well capitalized our urban cities are right now. We don't have any. I mean, there's no data right now. I mean, for example, how is New York's financial position going to look like in 2 months? I figure they're spending a lot of money right now. Now, that's not going to have any bearing on your waste management position. I mean, if you're selling puts on waste management right now, much power to you. That low's got to hold, right? That low's got to really hold, because waste management, again, I think they're in the S&P 500 as well. So they're just being affected by the ups and downs of these ETFs and people taking their money in and out. But again, as we get a clearer picture, as earnings comes and we start to get some paperwork from these companies on what kind of financial situation they're in, I have no doubt that I'm sure they've heard from municipalities and counties and individual apartment complexes that, hey man, we don't, things are looking kind of tight. We don't really have the money right now. But on the short term, I like your idea though. So always exit on Fridays. You're a short-term trader, man. That's a very short-term trade. I mean, look, if you exited on Fridays, if going back to like 2016, 2017, you lost a lot of money. If you remember, those days were just up, up, and up and up. You would wake up on Monday and it'd be gap up, right? You just wake up and up 2%. Those were the days, man. 2016, 2017. You wanted to hold for as many weeks as possible. You can pull up those charts like Apple and Amazon, and I mean, if you were selling puts, that was a strategy. Selling puts for the week, for the previous week's low or something like that, and you killed the chart. Said fishing tomorrow. Shout out to Ryan Gets It. Can you really make money on day trading? Yes, man. Yes. Trust me, dude. I've been to these dojos, and I've seen those guys at Black Box. I've seen individual traders, and all of us in here have made a couple hundred or a couple thousand in a day. But guys who make a living at it, it's a different level of skill, man. It's a different level of skill to make a living day trading. Is it possible? Yes. Can everybody do it? No. You got to have a lot of capital. Nobody I know who day trades for a living has been trading for anything less than 10 years. I don't know anybody who has less than 10 years of experience trading the stock market and is day trading, making a living, like I'm living off my money. Yeah. Like what's his name? This guy Foose, Cameron Foose. Guy, you want to be on his level. It takes years. He's been doing it since 1998. 1998, and he's only 38 or something like that. He got in early. He got family to push him in early, but look at a guy like Tim Sykes. I think Tim is around that age too, 38, 39. Obviously, he's more now a salesperson, but he was somebody who was going in the market every day and making some money. Sniper trading, you say you do it too? That's what's up. No, he's talking about sniper trading. We're not talking about going in there and making a couple hundred. He's talking about guys going in there and making 4,000 or 5,000 a day. Like, that's what he's talking about. Oh, so this week you cleared over 8K. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. If you doing it, you doing it. You doing it, you doing it. But to clear that kind of money, I need 30 days. I need 45 days. But I'm not doing 8K in a day. No, I know me, and I just don't have that. I don't have that ability, and I don't have the stress necessary to do it. Because those guys, if they're honest with you, they'll tell you it's stressful. and it requires a lot of attention to detail. And my entries and exits are not always perfect. So I need a lot of time on my trades because the time is what gives me the ability to be wrong maybe on the entry to where it plays itself out because I got the whole picture right. That's what's up, Savvy Strands. Tim Grittani, Steven Ducks. Are they still at it? I don't follow none of those guys no more. Are they still at it? Boy, Steven Ducks be getting that work, boy. Especially now with the whole coronavirus, man. There's some whole lot of racist stuff going his way. I feel sorry for him a little bit. I feel sorry for him. Do I check volume? Yeah, volume and price, those are leading indicators, right? Those are the only leading indicators, all right? Every other indicator is a lagging indicator because it requires information over a set period of time. So I look at volume, but for the most part, it matters to you mostly because you trade penny stocks. Volume for me, it's not, I'm never going, it's not like, I don't want to say it's not important, but it's not as important as it is for you, for somebody who trades stocks, less than $5. Yeah, black box is the shit, man. S&P 1500 by 1500 S&P on October? Man, that's too far, man. We need 1500 right now. I need to see 1500 right now, stream it. I don't want to wait till October. I need to see it now. I'm selling some calls and I want to, I don't want to wait till near expiration. I'd love to see them give me the full max credit with a downside move right now. Yeah, 15,000 on the Dow. Dude, 15,000 on the Dow, you'll have guys, jumping off the bridge, man. Seriously. They were already having heart attacks with what happened 2 weeks ago. With all this, they were already having heart attacks when we were at the low. I posted on Twitter, they were calling, if you remember, for the stock market to be closed. You remember that? You had guys going on CNBC saying we should close the stock market because they were losing money. Now nobody's talking about that. Oh, now you won't find those tweets now after the last 3 days. But last week, there were guys going on TV telling people we should close the stock market because people were losing money. When it comes to them losing money, they will, I'm telling you, look, in high school, I had for like a week, I worked as a caddy because at that time I wasn't woke, right? So I didn't even know how that looked. And here, I'm working in this town. I don't know if that guy from Mount Pleasant is still in the building or not, but I worked at Bucks Run Golf Course in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And I worked as a caddy. I did this for like a week, 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. And somebody, I had a brother come up to me. He's like, yo, you shouldn't be doing this. You better than this, blah, blah, blah. And he woke me up to like, what it was looking like because I couldn't tell. So I worked as a caddy and I'm caddying for these rich dudes or, we're going from, listen, I got this thing on my back and I'm, you're young. You're like, okay, I can do this. And what I learned in hindsight is when wealthy people are losing at a game, they will do two things. They will either change the rules or come up with an excuse and end the game. Almost all the time when a guy that I was caddying for was losing, and Bucks Run is not a cheap, I don't know what it is now, but it wasn't a cheap golf course at the time. These guys would just, my wife, oh my God, guys, hey, I'm going to have to take off. My wife is calling me. Hey, we're going to have, and this guy's, 3-4 strokes back or something like, he just anytime a guy was getting his ass handed to him, he's either making up the rules. Hey man, put the ball over there, put the ball. hey, move that ball. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. So they tried to end the game last week, but thankfully you had some stronger voices come out and explain why the markets need to be open to provide the liquidity necessary for us to smooth out, what was going on, right? Where we have all these these funds, hedge funds that are getting their asses handed to them. Now they've cleared it out, but they were on the wrong side of the market because many of them had 10, 12, 15x leverage. So that was, and it still is, the reason for the incredible amount of volatility in the market right now. That's what we were experiencing, is these guys who were 15, 10, 20x leverage, and they were on the wrong side and they had to cash out. Yeah, I did that for 2 weeks, and I had an elderly, it wasn't so elderly, but maybe mid-50s, and it's like, brother, what are you doing here, man? He's talking, man, you out here looking like, woo woo, and I was like, damn, he really got deep with it. I'm like, whoa, all right, you know what? I just went ahead and quit, and that's when I started working at McDonald's. I was just like, man, I'm out here doing that job. Said 2 weeks is enough. Have I discussed INO? Let's take a look at it. INO, 16%. Yeah, a lot of guys are playing on these pharmaceutical small caps. And I think Sniper is starting his Discord. I think Bats is also, playing into these small cap biotechs too. As you can see here, INO did that huge move. I can almost guarantee you this INO move has to do with them working on some kind of coronavirus drug. Because all these biotechs are looking just like that. Not all of them, but a lot of them. EKSO, nice move. All right, stock split. Is the move because of the stock split? Look at the low volume on this. This thing used to put up 1 million a day back in the day. Remember EKSO, and this is going way back when I traded small caps. EKSO gave a couple of their bionic suits to Ford, and there was so much hope for a possible Ford contract with EKSO. I don't know what happened to it, but there was good sentiment coming out of it, but I don't know. I guess nothing materialized per the chart. But for those guys who remember this, this was almost like 2 years ago now. But that was their big thing, is the exoskeleton, right? That's basically where you get the exo from, the exoskeleton where you can wear that will allow you to pick up packages that a normal human will not be able to lift up without assistance. Exoskeleton, EKSO. They also had a plan and they also got approved by some insurance companies to give certain disabled people their exoskeleton as well. I remember that. I don't know what came of that, but obviously, again, looking at the chart, things have not, turned for the better when we talk about EKSO over 2019. Yeah. And I'm looking at that, man, they went from $40 to $3. $40 to $3. And that's, and that gets to what Tim Sykes teaches you, how to, go into those financials and, look at companies that are over promising and have the significant potential to underdeliver based on the fact that they are not capitalized enough to really provide, real shareholder value for the long term. APRN, oh yeah, what's going on? It's just sad. It's just so sad to see some of these companies that are still out here taking investor money. Look at APRN. I mean, obviously there's some stock splits, some reverse splits in here, but still, I mean, the trend is very, very clear. Blue Apron. Oh man. So Blue Apron has to be a reverse split, right? Was that a reverse split, or was that really did that really bounce like that? Hold up, no, it didn't really bounce like that. Was it due to the coronavirus thing? Sheesh. Did it really go to 20, 29, almost 29? 28, 20, 28.84? Shit. Okay, all right. Appreciate it, guys. I missed that. Damn. I really missed that. I really missed it. I did not see that. Mm. I'm looking at it. I'm pissed because man, you see Blue Apron go from 2 to 20. I mean, that's automatic. You put, 5 at work. You put five in it on the put side, and even if it squeezes you, you just make sure you put some time on your options because, like always, it might squeeze you for a day, might squeeze you for a week, but a month later, you're in the money. Or 3 weeks or 2 weeks, you're in the money. Particularly when you're talking about stocks that are that poorly capitalized or that have that much, issues. It ran hard. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It ran hard. Dude, 2 to 28? That's insane. That's insane. Do you know what kind of what that does to a call option? I can't even imagine a guy who was lucky enough to be sitting on the $5 calls or something. I mean, that's insane return. Insanity. Grubhub. Well, I've been calling Grubhub out for 2 years now. That Grubhub was a scam. No, Grubhub is not a scam. It's just poor. It's just that's another company that, like Wayfair, reading the financials, because I used to be hard in the financials. They were spending $9 for every $4 they were making on a customer. It's ridiculous amount of money that they were getting away with and burning through. That's why they still don't have a PE ratio. They're spending so much money. It's just like Wayfair. Wayfair is another one of those companies that, spends much more to acquire a customer than it does to actually, that they actually do to make in the customer. Apron home deliveries went through the roof. Oh, I believe it. A lot of people are at home right now eating a lot of unhealthy food. I think McDonald's and a lot of those, they're going to have great quarters. It's contrary to popular belief. A lot of people are sitting at home and they don't feel like, feeding their family. And, most of these women out here today, they don't want to cook for their families anyway. If you got a woman that cooks for the family, consider yourself a very lucky man. Because a lot of these women will drive their ass to Popeyes and feed your family that poison. Desert Edge. No, right now I'm sticking to the indexes right now. I played some Spirit. I also looking at MRO, but right now for the most part I'm still in indexes and I'm selling out of the money calls. I'm selling 28.50. I'm selling 27.50, and I'm also selling 3,000. And I've been selling them on a weekly basis. And also for the 3,000, I'm out 30 days. I'm out 60. Just taking all of that credit in, man, because I just don't see how we get there for the next 2 months. But we're climbing. I mean, look at the last 4 days. We're climbing that wall of worry. Your thoughts on David Jaff? Who's David Jaff? I don't know who David Jaff is. Stick to SPY, Tesla, Amazon mostly. Everybody's like to, yeah, absolutely. Amazon was nice because Amazon is what really taught me how to trade spreads because I couldn't afford to trade the puts or the calls straight out because they were so expensive. So that's what got me into spread trading. I've realized that the only way I could afford to trade Amazon was to get in a spread trade. So, once I learned that, I was like, oh shit, I can do it with any stock. All right, I could do it with any stock. So shout out to Amazon. Now, the implied volatility scared me out of those kind of plays, but those are very, very um, excellent stocks to play when you're right on the money. Absolutely. You actually went to 1,000. TVIX got clapped. He said TVIX got clapped. Apple. Shout out to Apple. Apple's, all those stocks that, those FANG companies, man, they can make you a lot of money when you're on the right side of the trade, man. Make you a whole lot of money. Hindsight is always 2020, but hindsight is a lot better when you're using moving averages too. And you wouldn't have to say that phrase. AG, you play TVIX? You play TVIX? Yeah, man. Shout out to TVIX, man. Remember when TVIX was like 12, 13? I remember TVIX was like 12. You can go back to those days, right? I mean, now you're looking back at it. Let me see. When did you cross the 10 moving average in TVIX? I can't even zoom in that close. When you cross the 10, you crossed above it on the 20th. You crossed it on the 20th. Boy, what a trade. What a trade. Somebody here been long TVIX? If you were long TVIX, you were a bright man. You are a bright, bright man. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I completely worshipped off volatility. Shout out to David Lincoln. I love David Lincoln, but he had got me into this VIX trade that I lost money on, and I swore off volatility because it came down so fast. But boy, what a trade, man. Oh man, what a trade. And that's not a reverse split or anything, right? That's it really just moved from below 20 to 1,000. Yo, USCI is garbage, man. And every time I see charts like that, it reminds me of that movie Time Cop. If you remember in the movie Time Cop, there's one guy who's gone into the past and he's working as a stock trader. And he makes billions of dollars. I mean, because he knows he's gone back into the past and he already knows how the market is going to react. It was going to call option buy a call for RCL weekly, but you didn't. Yeah, historic volatility is it, man. Historic volatility. But that's the problem is that, as traders, that's why demo accounts, I'm not a big fan of demo accounts because, guys are insane when it comes to the demo accounts, right? If you have enough money in a demo account, you can become a billionaire many, many times over. But when you got real money on the line, real emotions, you're going to talk yourself out of a trade. You're going to walk away from trades you probably should take that in hindsight play out and you're like, damn. Oh yeah, man. The average trader, you take a demo account and you can become you know, Warren Buffett in a month, just billions on billions and billions. Because you just, hey, put some money somewhere, have it sit there, whether it's an OTC that, it's going to go to zero, or, you can sell out of the money calls, it's just something ridiculous like that. TVIX forming a bear flag. We'll see. I mean, right now, I'm looking at the after hours TVIX, and this thing's ready to pop. Do I see Tesla going to 1,000? Tesla went to 1,000. Shame on. Well, almost touched 1,000. It didn't go there. Almost touched 1,000. Yeah, some lady come out and say Tesla was worth 4,000. She put a 4,000 buy target on Tesla. And then, when she started getting that work from people, then she was like, oh, well, this is like 10 to 20 year time frame. Like, people are like, what? 10, 20 year time frame? Yeah. Jeff said we played it like 5+ years ago. It was a joke. Peloton is still going to zero. They got their little bounce going on, but Peloton will be like Smiles Direct right now. Peloton is going to be the next Smiles Direct. What's Smile Direct Club? Yeah, this is going to be what Peloton's going to look like. Look, even Smile Direct Club got a 13% pop today. I mean, come on. And everybody knows Smile Direct Club is going out of business. How much money should a beginner start with? With enough money to get margin. The minimum necessary to get margin that you can afford to go to zero. Is if you're a beginner, you're probably going to go to zero. That's just facts. That's why your trading account is free, because they realize they can make money selling your data to floor houses to go against you, to take the opposite side of your trades. They found out that new traders, beginning traders, lose so much money, so consistent with their losing, that if you take the opposite side of their trade, if you're willing to pay for that information, you're almost always right. Taking the opposite side of the position, because new traders lose so much, so frequently. There's money in buying the data of beginning traders or losing traders. Oh yeah, margin calls, all that. So that's why Robinhood can do what they do, and these other companies can go to free, because hey man, look at all this data we have. We have, look, 100,000 new accounts. All of these guys have said that they have less than a year, experience trading this product. If you're not, you're investment bank, I want that data, because I'm going to take the opposite side of their positions. All right. And if you lose 90% of the time, why would I not want to take the opposite side of your position? Oh man, I'm not even going to talk about Clay Trader, man. I'm still waiting for him to, produce a successful student. So, ANGI, Angie's List, which is basically who they are. I'm surprised they're still in business. Again, bats, if I just had 50,000 to just lay somewhere, and not touch it, and not, you put it in companies like Angie's List, and not want to actively manage, and could care less, and still be able to sleep at night. Look at this. This is the monthly chart in Angie's List. Clay Trader is crazy to take away Take away too much. Clay trader uses 100K to make $100. What kind of trades is he doing? It's hilarious. 100K to make $100. This morning it's so funny because this morning I was trading with Bats, your guy. What's his name? The man from is he from Turkey? Oh, forgot what was this guy's name? Hold on, man. I don't want to end up looking at what I. Anyway, what's his name? Starts with an E. The guy who pushes CFDs. I was watching him trade this morning too. Mir Barak. There we go. Mir Barak. I watched his live stream this morning. Want to see what he was up to. He got stopped out on Facebook, and he ended up also getting stopped out on the SPY. And Mir be out of there, man. If his trades don't go right, like the first hour, he's like, okay, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time. And he goes. I was like, okay. I'm like, damn, all right. He's out of here. And then he's got some other guys on there, but I don't watch him. I don't watch. But I just wish he would do the stream better, because the way people set up, a lot of guys try to do this YouTube stuff, but the way they set up their charts is garbage. Like, you got to be able to have charts people can see, and you would be doing these charts that are like far, and you can't really see anything, and can't see the indicator. Come on, man. Yeah, you watch him once in a while. Yeah. And he's dedicated, man. He's every day. Mir Barak is out trying to make money. So that's why that guy was talking about, can you really be a trader, a day trader, and make money? Yeah, Mir Barak. I've seen him pull up some winners, man. I've seen Mir Barak, pull in 6,500, 7,000, 8,000. In fact, when Tesla was doing its thing, he didn't go in with a lot of size, but I saw him make some money on that. I saw him make some money on that Tesla. Oh, I gotta practice it first, but Mir is just Mir's got a very weird kind of monotone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here to trade today. Okay, testing. Okay, 170. I'm in. Okay, I'm in. Okay, 171. Okay, it's breaking down now. 171. Okay, 168. I'm out. Okay. And he doesn't really walk you through the trade. Mir Barak, he just I don't know if he just has guys follow his trades like that. And it's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. It's not my thing what Mir Barak does, but it's entertaining to watch, right? It's entertaining, for him to watch. But he's another guy too. Yeah, he does his thing. He's another guy too who uses a lot of size though. Because Mir, he'll make 6,000-7,000 on like $2. So he's going in with like $55,000-$60,000 to make $2,000. So I sound like Apu from The Simpsons. But that's how he sounds like. He sounds like a little bit like Apu from The Simpsons. He says size is okay when you know what you're doing. Absolutely. That's why I teach guys spreads. Size is okay when the probabilities are on your side. So that's why I will do it over and over again. I will definitely risk 5 to make 100. If my probability is 90%, I'll do it all day. All day. Yes, you have to be consistent with following the rules. Oliver Velez? No, man. Oliver Velez, man. Oliver Velez, shout out to Oliver. He went back to South America, and he was like, man, fuck you niggas, man. So shout out to Oliver Velez. He was doing this little stock thing in the 90s. Then I think he gets left for a while, came back, and I think he just had missed the boat. So then he was like, well, you know what? I speak Spanish. Let me just go to Latin America and be the guru out there. And that's what he's doing. He's the guru out there in Colombia and Panama. And if you go to his Instagram, he's the king out there, man. He's the king in Panama, Colombia, all those Spanish speaking. He's the man. You know, like 1,000, 2,000 people come to see him speak. It's crazy. Nope, not with these. Not with this federal funds rate. Well, I mean, how do you make your money at with the price of money being this low? You know, zero funds rate is why they're getting killed. A 0% interest rate hurts banks especially. And I've already gone into detail of that several times. Yes, Mir is about the content, not the style. I agree with that. Mir is about the content. That's true. What was that guy who, I don't know what happened to him. He got caught paper trading by, what's his name on Twitter? Guru Leaks. Shout out to Guru Leaks, man. I actually had a conversation with him a while ago. Guru Leaks was a penny stock promoter back in the day. I didn't know that. Guru Leaks was a penny stock promoter back in the day that went legit. Well, he got caught and then went and then he went to exposing others. Will Kerriman's been a fraud. William Kerriman's been a fraud forever. I mean, this guy, he was dumb enough to leave his LinkedIn open that he was working at like some supermarket, and yet at the same time he was posting on Twitter that he was making like $20,000 a day or something like that. And Guru Leaks exposed him. You know, found out he was still at the damn supermarket. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't even touch OTC now either, man. It's too much. I got too much to work with. I don't have the patience for OTC now. Nah, not Gutierrez. No, Gutierrez he's got rich parents who, again, and Ricky knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I haven't seen his page in forever. No, it was the white dude who was like, he has live streams too, and he's talking about my boat. And he got exposed for paper trading. He's got this weird looking mustache. I haven't seen his page now in a while. Patrick, yes, that's his name, Patrick. I don't know his last name, but Patrick, yeah, that's him. That's him. Financial education too. I seriously believe financial education is a scam too. The guy who calls himself financial education, I don't believe he trades at all. I don't believe he trades at all. I think he just puts out educational content, but I don't believe he's actually taking any trades at all. Just some of the way, you know, he talks about stocks and stuff like that. You're like, I don't. You know, when you make it sound too easy, like all you got to do is do this. Hello, subscribers. You say you look like a vampire. Said Mir personally answer your question. Yeah, shout out to Mir. That's why I like watching Mir. I like watching Mir. Says self-education. Self-education is the future, man. All these universities are going to go out of business. The future is self-education. If you can't educate yourself, you'll be a nobody, because the future is self-education. These technologies and all this out here, you're going to have to figure it out yourself, because the idea of going somewhere for 4 years or having somebody sit and teach you is going to be so expensive. So expensive. You know, they're trying to get rid of public schools, man. I mean, if you know what the hustle is, they're trying to get rid of public schools. You're going to have to teach yourself, literally. Josh from the training fraternity. Man, he's just another guy. I don't like guys who don't show their face. I don't like that. I don't. They're just like a faceless. I don't like that. I don't like guys who don't show their face. You don't know what their name is. You don't know. I don't like dudes like that. I don't like that. I can't do with that because that's a person who, when shit hits the fan, they just disappear, and it's like, oh, okay. I'm not with that. Say Clay Trader's a scam. I don't like guys who can't tell you when they lose money. I don't like dudes who just every day they just make it seem like I make money every single day. Like we just, because if that was the case, bro, you wouldn't be doing this. Like you wouldn't, you know. Charlie guy, what's Charlie? Is Warrior Trading still? Because I blocked him on Twitter. I still see well, and I have ad block, so I don't see any ads anymore on YouTube. But Warrior Trading is still in the game too, isn't he? That's a damn shame that they still let him, convince people, especially after what he did to all those people who he got signed up to trade in the Bahamas. All those people lost that money, lost thousands of dollars, man. Lost thousands of dollars. What was it called again? Square. Yeah, him and his stupid ads, man. He lost so many people so much money. Said face to face that he's helped you make that. Shout out to you, man. He's got things that work. Yeah, Patrick Whalen. That's him. That's him. Shout out to Patrick. But I know he got busted. Now he's trying to go legit now. So I don't know if all his trades now are legit, but that really hurt. That hurt him. That's why for a while he took his likes or dislikes off his videos because he got exposed for using a demo account. When I don't know why guys do that. People will fuck with you if they see you winning and losing money. But when you find it more important to sell courses than it is to actually make money from the markets, it's going to make you do shit like that. We're trying to convince people you make 10 grand a day and 20,000 today, and because you don't really want to make money from the markets. You don't really want to learn how to do this for real. You want to sell courses. That's what you want to be your full business. And while I sell a course, it's not because I want my course to be a best-selling. No, I want to make money from the markets. But to answer the question of, hey, man, how do I do this? I want to have something to provide people instead of changing the subject to, hey, this is how you do this and this and this and that. Say college is a scam? Well, depending on what you're going for. Said, what if Rick at financially independent traders? What? I don't understand what you're saying, NMX. Steven Ducks is a demo account. I don't know about Steven Ducks, man. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't tell with Steven at all. I don't know if he's legit or I can't. I don't know. I don't know. My thing is, I think he is. I think he is legit. I think he might be legit, but I don't think he came out of nothing. You see, a lot of these guys, man, you start with so much capital that, if you've got the strategy down and you start with a lot of capital, you can still look like a master. A master trader if you got the capital. Someone who can get free options. Yeah. Option Alpha. Yeah, shout out to Option Alpha. Before I made my course, I was pushing Option Alpha. Love what Option Alpha does, teaching people to trade. Rick at Financially Independent Traders. Okay, I don't know who that is. Best Trade Alerts. I don't know who that is either. He's a ghetto spread. Oh, best trade alert is trade ideas. Oh, okay, that's what's up. But my thing about trade ideas is they're not better than black box. That's the truth. They're not better than black box. In fact, I think they're more expensive than black box stocks. And black box stocks does a lot more than what trade ideas does, because black box got a heat map. They got uh, also dark pools. They got dark pools now on black box where you can see, all types of like after hours trades that are not appearing on level 2. And that should be fucking illegal, by the way, too. That's a whole different conversation. So it took you 2 years, pick up something from about 5 traders over time. And that's how, yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Said do a workshop abroad like Thailand. Okay. Yeah. Me, I'm more like I'm more of a Vietnam type dude. But Thailand's cool too. Yeah, Thailand got that Rona heavy, man. That's why I was just thinking. I was just thinking about that. I'm more of a Vietnam type cat myself. I heard Vietnam is the new Thailand. Vietnam. The best way to learn is from a mistake. Yeah, man, y'all done ran up in all them girls out there in Thailand. Blew all them holes out. Thug Gang Mail have tickers, but they trade not related to black box alerts. All right, man, let me get up out of here because I know I can go for like 7 hours. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on Monday, and I'm again really impressed with the way the stream held up today because, like I said, man, all of these carriers are under a lot of demand. I was trying to switch, and they're like, "Look, can you promise me that this is gonna hold?" It's like, "Sir, unfortunately, I can't promise you none of that. We're all, bandwidth has been a problem across the board with every provider. So it is what it is right now. So everything's looking good." Everything's looking good. Check out that video I did with John Bogan if you want to hear more Fed talk. He's always putting out some great content about the Federal Reserve. You know what I mean? Nice UK Johns be in Thailand. What do you mean UK Johns be in Thailand? Oh, I've always digged Asian chicks. I've always did. Asian chicks are okay. No, I mean, let me say that they're okay. They're okay. They're okay. Because my thing about Asian chicks is like they're really hot or they're not. You know. Ghetto spread is the same thing. Fake. Should you say hold R Chad? What are you talking? What is R Chad? You said R Chad. Oh. Damn, you still holding this shit? God damn, bro. That was like, what was that, Alex? Like 4 years ago? Or 2 years ago? You work for Verizon, you're at 95% capacity? Damn. Yeah, no wonder. I mean, I got a Note 10 5G and my shit's been kind of slow. I got unlimited everything. God damn, Alex. You're still holding on to this shit, man. I don't know if you're going to even get a seller, man, but I mean, you can hang on level 2. Say he's holding on to USMJ strong. God damn. Is that Verizon sucks and yes, everyone is at work? So lots of thumbs up for our workshop in Thailand. Yeah, man. Thailand is cool, man. Thailand is cool. I think Vietnam would be better, but see that BA pump. Man, why is everybody bringing up? I noticed that. Oh no, yeah, BA. Here's the thing about, but they're gonna get the bailout though. Yeah, the bailout got approved and the market crashed. Yeah, yeah. Well, way earlier into the live again, I talked about we watched the crash into the close live right here on the stream, but almost what is that? Almost an hour and 40 minutes ago. But look. I don't know. I've got to see how companies that get bailouts, how do their stocks trade after the bailout? I don't know too much of that, but I'm not playing Boeing or anything like that right now. For me, the high probability trade are the cruise lines, the airlines like Spirit, which has no no international exposure at all. Ticker symbol SAVE. Then you also have the indexes, which everybody's going to get hurt, right? A rising tide lifts all boats, but it also works the other way as well. Again, like I said during the stream, ladies and gentlemen, our churches in America are not going to get a bailout. So there are a lot of churches out here that are suffering right now. Many of these churches will not see people congregate the way they used to, for maybe 2 years. All right, there are a lot of elderly people who are staying home and are not going to be going out to church anytime soon. So if you know of a good church and you need some karma right now in your life, or you need some karma that's going to last you a lifetime, use some of that check money, use some money that you got staying on the side, and give to one of your local churches, man. Give some money to a local church that could use those funds to stay in business and survive, because your community needs your churches. You said churches are suffering. Good. No, look, not all churches are bad, man. I'm talking about the churches that are doing real work in the community, man. There's a church out here in Charlotte that has like a couple. I don't know how they got the money for this, but it's like a what's the called, multifamily, like little 4 units, and in the units they put up people who are like trying to get their life around, and they had issues and stuff like that. Those kind of communities need to be helped. You know what I mean? Those type of organizations, those type of churches that are actually doing good. You want to see them continue to do that, and be a blessing into the community. Yeah, there you go. Okay, do good for anybody, right? Do good for anybody. But I need to save these, or I'd like to save some of these churches out here, because some of these churches, they go back to literally when black folks walked off the plantation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see an organization like that go out of business. Especially when all of us can chip in to stop that. Yes, indeed. He said there are so many bad churches hurting your community. I want them all to burn. Come on, man. That's where all your good folks are, LK Ra. That's where all what is the community without the church? That's where all the people who, read are upstanding people, for the most part, they're in the church. When politicians come to your community, the first place they go is to the church. So you need to find those churches in your community that are doing good, and you want to see them hang around, man. You want to see them hang around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, LK Rao was like, fuck all of these churches. I'm not saying put some money in the Creflo Dollar's pocket. I'm saying there's got to be a church in your community with 30, 50. The average church is about 100. That pastor is not seeing 6 figures a year. Come on, I know you got to have a heart for that kind of pastor. You said the community without the church will thrive. No more turning the other cheek. Come on, man. I see. I'll say nobody saying burn that ish down. It's corrupt. Oh my God, y'all hate the church like that. Give something to be good for, even if it ain't real. Let them. My thing is that there are certain people in the community who the church, they need that, man. That Sunday, that Wednesday, that Monday church service, or church gathering or whatever. I know most churches Wednesday and Sunday, but they need that, man. They need that sense of community. They need that motivation. Even if you don't, I think there are certain people who need that. Appreciate you, Dane. Say the pastor has a need for a new wife. Oh, man. That's funny. You're 100% against the church and how they lead our people down a tragic path. But it's not the church. It's the individuals. Come on, man. It's not the church. The church doesn't do that. The church speaks to the needs of the people. If the people are not speaking to the church, this is an opportunity now where the church is on its knees for you to go in there and say, okay, look, Pastor, I got $1,000 here. I got $500 here. I want to make a contribution to your mission. But here's what I want you to do. I need you to start speaking out on this, and this. This is an opportunity. This is not the time for you to lose out on having those facilities that can be gathering places to spread knowledge. You don't want to lose those facilities. You want to keep that. But now you can go in there and literally take it over and be like, oh, look, you know what I'm saying? You got to think strategically. Said church manipulates the mind of people. No, that's not that. Look at, and I did a whole, podcast on this. Look at the Jewish community. They use their church, their religion to empower them. You got to take over the vehicle and okay, now this is a vehicle that's going to empower my community. The mission needs to change, and the mission can be changed by influence and money. You say you believe in the small community church. I'm not talking about Creflo Dollar. I'm talking about the church with less than 100, 250 people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In the country or in the city, on the corner somewhere. It used to have 1,000 people. Now it only got about 200. You need that facility to stay. So I don't give a damn about Sky Daddy. Oh man. And the only thing is because, my first lesson, the first time that I got to teach a group of people how to trade stocks or about the stock market was in the church. So ever since then, I've always had in my heart, a sense of generosity towards the church, just because for a lot of people, that's really a good place to just get a start in anything, man. Is the church. Whether you want to sing, you want to play an instrument, you want to just have a place of community to get to know people in the community, network, you trying to run for some city council, or you have a mission you want to spread or get people to know. That's really where you kind of get it out at. I don't know. Okay. We'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree. But this video has been long enough. I appreciate y'all for chilling with me. This has been a great stream. We were able to talk our way into the close. Market is up, but let's see how long that will last. We got a lot of selling pressure into the close. I just saw here updated U.S. infections top 100,000. Los Angeles mayor warns of surge. The U.S. became the first country to reach 100,000 coronavirus cases. Well, yeah, I don't believe that because I know China passed that way long ago. All right, so let me get up out of here, man, because I know my girl's waiting for me. We're trying to do something tonight. We'll see. I don't know. Probably we'll be in the house like everybody else, but I would love to cook something good tonight. Say, can I get your blessing, Father Sal? It's hilarious. No, I'm trying to, look, 5 minutes. I'm trying to get you blessed. You understand? I'm trying to get you blessed. And if you want a blessing, that is going in your pocket right now, taking $10, $20, $25. Because as I said on Instagram, if you don't believe in the Lord, I know your grandmother believed in the Lord. And she prayed for you, and she would want you to take a little bit of money and show some gratitude for the prayers that have paid off for you and pay that forward. That's all I'm saying. Pay it forward. You don't like to go to church? Okay, that's fine. Somebody in your community does like to go to church, and you've got $5 to spare. Give it to the church. Give it to the church. Okay, if I blessed you, Alex, that's okay. Now I'm asking you, as someone who you're saying has blessed you, I'm asking you to find an organization in your community that's not going to be bailed out, all right? And donate some money to that organization. I don't care. It don't have to be necessarily a church. It could be a youth council, a group, or something like that. You know, not Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. They've gone left now. You know, they out here letting, you know, yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. But help somebody. Help somebody right now over the next 14 days. You can go on their website. You don't even got to meet them. You can send them email. Say, Pastor, I've been thinking about you. Do you have a way for me to be able to sow a seed into your mission digitally? You know, most of these little churches, they have like a little Cash App or something like that to be able to download. I'm telling you, it's going to come back to you, man. Look, I've been studying with these Jewish people and what they do. Jewish people give money with the intent that that's going to come back and bless them 1,000-fold. They believe that. They believe they give money with the intent that it's going to bless them. You know what I mean? They do not. They give money to well-meaning organizations, to people who are helpless, with the intent that that money is going to donate. Shout out to Alex for the, okay, he gave me the $5. Okay, Alex, thank you. Oh, man, he said go donate this for me. All right, I'll do it in your name. All right. No. I'm not talking about, the Dane. I'm not talking about it in a bad way. I'm talking about it in a good way right now. I'm asking you to bless somebody. Let's get back on that, you know. Anyway, let me get out of here. I gave you 5 minutes, as I told you. Again, stay blessed, everybody. Read up on some stocks. But more importantly, read up on what's going on out here, man. Stay away from any strangers or unnecessary movements out and about. This thing is serious, guys. This thing will kill you. All right. The way it kills you is it makes you drown on your own saliva. It's such a horrible thing. You literally cough so much. You go into cardiac arrest and die. You literally cough yourself to death on the coronavirus. But the most, how it kills you the most is by literally drowning. You drown in, in your suffering, man. It's not a peaceful death. That's what the media is not telling you. Coronavirus is not a peaceful death. It is a horrible, just a miserable death. It is a miserable, miserable death. And by the way, you die alone because nobody is in a room with you. Your family cannot be with you. Everybody, even the doctors, watch you from a distance once you're at that point. So you sit there and you die alone. Stay away from this thing, man. This thing is not a joke. It is not a joke. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Love you. Until next time, trade well.